Welcome back to episode 268 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
Like Lego shrimp. Back in the day, you were holding the crown. Every collector knew you, you were running the town. BGS slabs, man, they used to shine. Subgrades on deck, every 10 was divine. If you had that gold, man, your flex was real. Hobby Kings knew Beckett had the seal. But now you're slipping, falling, crashing down. You lost the hustle, you lost the crown. PSA took your throne, left you behind. Now all you got is that black label shrine. Then you got lazy, sat back, got slow. Turnaround times had collectors saying no. Didn't change the game, didn't innovate. Now you wonder why the hobby closed the gate. The labels look tired, the slabs feel weak. Customer service, man, don't even speak. But now you're slipping, falling, crashing down. You lost the hustle, you lost the crown. PSA took your throne, left you behind. Now all you got is that black label shrine. PSA came through, took over the scene. Slabs look clean and the grading's mean. Collectors don't wait, they want it fast. Beckett's still sleeping, living in the past. SGC got vintage, Check Gig got tech. CGC moving up, now you just a wreck. What happened to the king of the game? Once top tier, now you're drowning in shame. But now you're slipping, falling, crashing down. You lost the hustle, you lost the crown. PSA took your throne, left you behind. Now all you got is that black label shrine. Beckett, the fallen giant. Take a look in the mirror. You ain't what you used to be.
All right, boys.
Wow.
How are you?
Yeah, that's a big shot fired right off the bat, eh?
Yeah, was that a little harsh?
No one's gonna hear that. No one from BGS is gonna hear that anyways.
Well, it's not like we're not rooting for Beckett. Maybe the song will motivate them. Maybe they should play this at like their strategic planning meeting or something like that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think Brad's gonna play that every time he gets out of his car. Like
His
the Matrix,
ringtone?
flicks open his trench coat, looks over at the sunset. Michael Bay production.
Called that one
Okay.
Fallen Giant.
Fallen
Appropriate.
giant.
I'd buy Beckett if I still say that. I'd buy them in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm rooting for it, man. I want lots of strong
Yeah,
competition.
I can
All
tell you're
sticking.
rooting them for it, Josh. After you made that song, yeah, for sure, buddy.
No, it was the truth. Is there anything in that song that wasn't true?
He is most hated who speaks the truth. Confucius.
Oh,
Mhm.
Confucius says. All right, here we go. All right, boys. How's it going? Louis?
Yo, hi.
What's new?
Nothing.
Louis sold all his base cards, or not base cards, all his like dollar box cards.
I did.
For $1?
More than that.
I did.
Did you guys have
Yeah.
another show or something?
No.
No, marketplace them.
That's
Nobody's
true.
interested at the show.
Oh,
Yeah,
Facebook,
really.
eh?
Remember, I couldn't get rid of them at the show, even the little kids. So I put them on marketplace and had a handful of people jumping all over it. And some guy came out, took a look, and said, "Sure."
It still
How do you-
works because marketplace is full of people that want to turn dust into gold. You know,
How do you price point base cards? Would you say like 1,000 for $10?
I don't know. He probably
they weren't
took...
base cards though.
No.
were they?
Well, it was base, inserts, numbered, some patches. I mean, it was a plethora of all sorts of different stuff. There was probably 20,000 cards. I let them have
Oh,
it for
wow.
$400.
The entire premise of this conversation is incorrect. I thought these were just regular base cards.
No.
No,
Oh.
like dollar box cards, like
Okay.
you know, Robert Thomas sort of insert that
Yeah,
is
like
kind
a
of
Dazzler.
impossible to sell, but yeah, Dazzler's kind of common,
Mhm.
sort of stuff like that. So that was
Oh,
cool.
yeah, there. are
What
a
about you,
bunch of
Phil?
those in
I
there.
didn't talk to you yesterday.
Yeah.
Where were you?
What did I do yesterday? I tidied up my house because my lady friend came over. And
Ooh.
yeah, we had a great time. Well, she was pretty busy, so she came over late. We watched some television and snuggled. I'm down for snuggling. I like
Oh.
her, right? It hasn't been years, so we like each other. And yeah, that's about it. Kept it easy, man. Didn't do much. Put it around the garage today. Good melt after all that snow. So I did the classic middle-aged man, went out in my house coat and chopped up some ice at the end of my driveway and made no difference. So
Nice.
Yeah.
You want to give a recap what happened on Friday Nights with Phil? Anything exciting that people should know about who maybe haven't checked it out yet?
Exciting, no. But I did have a great time. Our friend,
promo.
great friend of the show, Neil, flying Irish collector on Instagram. I don't know. Sorry, Neil.
Irish Flyers collector?
Yes,
Sure,
him.
that's close.
He came and hung out. He wasn't really a guest. I think we might have Johnny from Mint Inc. next Friday, which would be fun. I don't know if the internet bandwidth can handle two tour de forces, but he's more of a tour de force than me.
That ought to be a cluster F.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Louis and I watched. We were opening O-Pee-Chee. We had fun
Uh-huh.
in Louis' basement. But both of us, I think, Louis, you tell me if I'm wrong. We have a question for you, though.
Okay.
And multiple times, you went into great detail about how people should watch other shows.
Oh,
where did that come from?
No, I know. Listen, because I am a people for the hobby, so I understand I'm a heavy flavor. I'm tough to chew on, and so there's two other podcasts, and I think they're great, and they're very different. There's a flavor for everybody. Listen. I know. Like I should be
Did that
catering.
come from somewhere though? Because you just went to great detail multiple times. So, like, what was the meaning behind that? That's what I want to know.
Look, I got a little excited that I found out. Another good friend of the show, Brad Hartland. I've been asking him to come on Friday Nights with Phil quite often, and he just laughs me off. And now I'm excited that I found out who his friends are. Right, so now I know where his friend's podcast is. So, yeah, you know, Brad likes a calmer environment. I see. So that's okay.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with being. Nothing wrong with sharing other people. I think.
No.
But, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry, Josh.
Well, I'm not mad. It just I don't care. It just that
Yeah.
it was kind of it just you.
There's
am I
enough
wrong,
food for
Louis? He
everyone.
just kind of went on.
A little tangent, like something happened or somebody stole his cat. He needed it back, so he needed to say something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You being held hostage by someone?
No, I just wanted to be kind and generous. I hope other people return the favor. They probably won't, but that's okay.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're kind of generous. Very quick updates. Hockeychecklist.com still finalizing site improvements. Those should be wrapped up in a day or so. We keep adding more checklists. Just put up 23, 24 Metal Universe. So Bedsy, Jambalaya, and PMG are up on the site now. And if anyone has any suggestions, I'd recommend of checklists and older sets you want to see us add sooner than later. Go to our Instagram. It's just Hockey Checklist and follow it. That'd be nice. And then message us and we'll try to add those to the list. That works.
Or just general improvements, anything they would think, like don't overwhelm. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. All feedback is fantastic. Okay, got to mention GP Sports real quick. Your next opportunity to break with Grant and GP Sports Cards is this upcoming Wednesday, where he'll be live on the GP Sports Cards YouTube channel. GPSportsCards.com is where you want to go to get your spots. Holy cow. I've really been paying attention to his website since he signed up to support our show. And his breaks sell out fast.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be Johnny on the spot with those things
He's got
to get the big ones.
Great community. The usual suspects. I'd say 75% of the people buying those breaks are returning customers. So better get in there. Yeah.
On Friday, I was watching him too. He was breaking a bunch of 2013 Panini Crown Royal.
Funny.
Crown Royale or whatever you call it.
Royale.
Double Royale with cheese.
Yeah. Did I
love it I love when people do breaks of old products like that. Hunting some McKinnon rookies in 2013 Panini. That was a lot of fun. So again, go to gpsportscards.com. Get in on those Wednesday breaks. Lastly, our show, this one, the one you're watching or listening to, is called the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. Well, welcome if you're new. We are a Patreon podcast. What that means is we rely on the support of watchers and listeners like yourself. the good listener to help us cover show expenses, continue to produce more and what we hope to be better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives, even in a small way, to grow the hockey hobby. You can support us for as little as $5 US a month. Be one of the first 299 supporters of our show. You forever get that title. You also get access to our Discord server where you can join the community there. I don't think it's ever been stronger. There's tons and tons going on in Discord, and so that is awesome to see. Lots of participation. It's very easy to support us. Go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to the Patreon website directly, patreon.com, search for Hockey Cards Gongshow. You can find a link in the show description about the podcast and YouTube apps, and then our Instagram and TikTok profile too. One reminder, we've been saying this for a week or two, is that Apple has decided to charge a 30% we want to make money to fee because we're Apple. So if you want to avoid that, go to our website, or just go on like on your desktop or on your, if you're an Android phone or something like that, try to bypass the iTunes 30% fee for supporting people like us there. All right, Louis, ready with the game plan?
I'm always ready with this game plan, brother. Holy cow, it jumped ahead. But hey, we'll go with it anyways. We'll start with Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. Then it's a Four Nations recap. Then we're going to do some hobby news. Then it's Hobby Mount Rushmore with the Dallas Stola, Minnesota North Stars. And it's another hobby freestyle. Then we'll do some new product release roundup. Then it's Gongshow Mailbag and personal pickups.
Thank you. Let's get rolling with Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. We're in the now the third inductee from the 1958 Hockey Hall of Fame class in our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series, where we're taking a look at the life, hockey career, and hobby market for every single Hockey Hall of Fame player. We start with the very first Hall of Fame class in 1945 and are working our way to present day. Today's Hall of Famer that we're going to profile is George Hay. Hey, George.
Hey.
George Hay. On anyone's radar? George Hay? Hey, George. No? Okay.
No.
All right, let's learn a little bit more about him then. William George, the Western Wizard Hay lived from 1898 until 1975. I'm starting to think everybody had a nickname back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Well, what would yours be, Phil?
Oh, I have a few. I mean, Philly Blunt in high school was a big one. Yeah. And then Phildo Smarsh. That was we play on words. I don't know, it just sounds funny. That was a funny one. What was your nickname in high school? Nothing.
Sexy guy. I don't know.
Sexy guy? Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. Louis, you?
You just said it.
Big sexy and little sexy.
We had the same nickname. That's crazy.
I'm medium sexy. There we go.
The Western Wizard was born in Listowel, Ontario. Where's that, Phil?
I don't know, but I think you pronounced it correct.
Okay. In a hockey career that lasted from 1921 until 1933, the Western Wizard played for many of Louis' favorite teams, the Regina Capitals, the Portland Rosebuds, Chicago Blackhawks, and the Detroit Red Wings. This is the part of his story that's pretty wild. So the start of George Hay's hockey career was delayed when he enlisted in the 101st Battalion of the Canadian Army to fight in World War I. While in Europe, he thankfully didn't catch a bullet, but unfortunately caught the Spanish flu in 1919 and then had to return to Canada. Hay then began his professional hockey career a couple of years later with the Regina Capitals and spent his first 4 seasons there, in which he was named a first-team All-Star 3 times. He then relocated to Portland, which became the Rosebuds, or the team did, relocated to Portland, became the Rosebuds, and Hay was named a first All-Star team selection the following season as well. When the Rosebuds collapsed, the team sold to the upstart Chicago Blackhawks of the NHL, and Hay went to Chicago to play with the team during their inaugural season. After 1 year in Chicago, he was traded to Detroit and played for several seasons before retiring in 1933, and then went into the insurance business until the start of World War II, where Hay rejoined the Canadian Armed Services, served in the war as a flight lieutenant and instructor with the Canadian Air Force. So he served in both World Wars.
Wow.
And had a Hall of Fame hockey career.
Yeah, on the side.
Yeah. What
Unbelievable.
have we done with our lives, boys? So very, very honorable and cool there.
Did they send him home because of the Spanish flu? Sorry, I
think
missed
so.
that. Yeah,
I
that's
think so.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's all your fault too, eh? Everyone's didn't come from Spain, came from USA.
Oh, really? Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you didn't know. I think it was like Kansas or something, or I don't know, one of your states, but it's called the Spanish flu.
Just to deflect or blame it on someone else? Is that
I
why
don't
we
know.
did
You
that?
guys can't do any wrong in your own eyes,
Yeah,
so
of course. Now, why should you care about George Hay? Before joining the NHL, Hay was a star in Western Canada Hockey League, consistently ranking amongst the top scorers. George Hay earned the nickname the Western Wizard due to his exceptional stick handling and offensive prowess during his tenure in Western and the WCHL with teams like Regina and Portland. He was considered, if not the best, one of the best stick handlers in early hockey. On November 17th, 1926, George Hay scored the very first goal in Chicago Blackhawks history. Both with his time in Chicago and Detroit, he became one of the NHL's early offensive stars. So a lot, like when you read about him, it's tons and tons about his stick handling ability and how it was light years above and beyond everybody else's. So
Mhm.
maybe the early Patty Kane or something like that.
yeah.
Looking at George Hay's hobby market, his rookie card is the 1923 V128 Pollins. This PSA 4, if you're watching on YouTube, is the highest selling copy, went for 1,100 US in April 2024. That's really the only playing days card he has. I love how they abbreviated his first name on it too. It's like there was space for George there. Geo period Hay. It's kind of interesting.
Somebody got lazy.
Somebody got lazy. Now, there is a George Hay card in the 1960 Topps All-Time Greats insert set. This PSA 9 is the highest seller to date. It went for $391 US in May of 2019. I haven't brought these up before, but there's kind of a fun tie into our show here a little bit. There's also like a stamp set in 1960s Top, and this one features it had two players on it, and this one is actually George Hay and Patty Moran, who we covered last on our last show. Isn't that funny? The last two guys we did right there.
Mhm.
As a
Doesn't take
super
much
fan of
to
the
talk
show,
to
Louis,
me.
you should buy that and commemorate your time on the show with it.
Oh, okay. Am I leaving?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll receive your papers out the door there.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Louis, it's been great.
Thanks, man.
All right. So that's George Hay. That's your Hockey Hall of Famer. What do you guys think?
It's great. Very storied individual.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Best thing ever
what?
happened to him was get the flu.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we normally do Who's Hot in the Struggle Bus, but since we had Four Nations last week, I thought we would do one more sort of little roundup or recap of Four Nations and wanted to take a very specific hobby bend to it. I think we've talked about this before too, right? The tournament was a success. We've all agreed to that. This stat was floating around, and Louis kind of added it to our show notes that I don't know if you saw it, Phil. So here in the US, 9.3 million viewers watched the final on Thursday. That's higher ratings than any NHL game ever.
Whoa, that's a big stat. Holy crap.
So
The
I
final
assume that
game,
maybe
eh?
there's one or two Olympic games that had a little bit higher rate, like maybe in the 1980, but no Stanley Cup final game, nothing has ever
That's
had more
wild.
viewers than.
Well, that's a smashing success.
Yeah, I guess from that
Mhm.
perspective.
Yeah.
And the way that I kind of organize this is a little bit in the winners and losers buckets, and thought that we could. So I looked up some data, had some thoughts, and we can have some conversations around that.
Sure.
We'll start with the winners. The clear winner is McDavid, right?
Yeah. He
In this whole thing.
yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I don't know, McKinnon too. I think we could go on and on.
Well, if you were to pick the perfect person for the hobby, just for like the health of the hobby, the growth
Yeah.
of hockey card collecting, to be the ultimate star of the tournament and get the overtime winner in the championship. McDavid's kind of the perfect pick there, so I guess it worked out in that regard.
Yeah.
In addition to his game winner, he had maybe the goal of the tournament in game 1 of the US, that very first goal where he split our defense and
Yeah,
went
not too
backhand,
shabby, eh? Yeah.
showed his speed there. Yeah, so great goal in game 1, delivered the chip to Canada. Now, Louis told me about the word chip because that's what he uses around all his daughter's high school friends to sound cool. You say chip, right, Louis, for championship, right?
Yep.
Chip and a putt.
Get
Chip
to
and a
the
putt.
chip.
So I looked a little bit if the Four Nations, was there sort of any impact on the hobby market? And there's a lot of ways to look at that, but I thought, well, let's look at total cards sold. So I looked at the 9 days before the tournament started, and then basically the 9 days during the tournament. And so basically from the beginning of the tournament till the championship night, 1,581 McDavid cards sold in the secondary markets. And that compares to 1,273 in the 9 days prior. So overall, up about 24% during the tournament.
Do you think that's pretty? I know the numbers are accurate, but do you think that's an outlier or just coincidence? Or I think that's pretty an accurate indication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the question though is, obviously he was the star of the tournament. We can debate like what this means, right? I mean, in the long run, is anyone going to care 10 years from now who the Four Nations Cup winner was? But as
Canada
I think
will.
of it, yeah, Canada will.
Yeah, probably.
As I think of it, though, my curiosity is, does this level him up in a way and put him for the first time like in a winner's category? Right? Is this the most significant thing he's won in his hockey career?
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, this conversation makes me uncomfortable. I don't know
Why.
Why?
Well, good. Let's get into it.
Okay, how many games did Canada win? Right? How
2.
many games? 2.
2?
Okay, so that's the greatest thing he's ever won. They won 2 games. I need
Or maybe 1 3.
3.
Yeah.
3, right? Yeah, they lost 1. 4 games total,
Oh,
right?
yeah, the overtime winner.
Yeah, 3. 1 3.
So, like, what? It's like a round robin for a
Yeah,
bantam team.
This is
This
just
tournament is a round robin for a house league bantam hockey.
It's just a quickie thing, you know.
I know. I don't want to be negative about a super positive thing.
No, and you're right. I know exactly where you're going too, because okay, I'll take it from this standpoint. U.S. and Canada played each other twice. Well, the way those teams are, it's probably going to go back and forth.
Yeah, 50-50
You
down the
know,
line.
so it all, I don't want to say, well, Canada won the right one. Well, they did win the right one, but I still, man, I'd be still ecstatic if I was him. Yeah, right now, this is the biggest on stage thing that he's won.
I think it was a nice boost. That's how I look at this. It's not a milestone. It's a nice boost to kind of like, okay, you know what? I am capable of winning first place for my country.
A big game,
It's a nice appetizer, right? Nice taste in his mouth, but go like you had your Caesar salad before your steak. Go get your steak.
Go get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you
I
what,
think,
though,
go ahead.
either one, any one of us. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw it happen. He's like on an island by himself. Either one of us could have been standing in the slot there and scored. I was like, where is somebody? You left him out of everybody all alone.
Yeah, he's
right
a level up.
Like,
I said
good
that
Lord.
last show. His separation. Same with, I'll throw Makar in there.
Yeah.
When Makar had the puck in the final game, I never worried. I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, Kale's got it. Yeah, like no worry at all, man. None. Makar. Oh, I wish I could collect him. I just really don't like Colorado patches. And yes, they're nice. I don't, but they don't resonate with me.
Okay, so I think 2 weeks ago, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I think like when you think of McDavid, like the signature moment for him was freaking out in the locker room after the Stanley Cup Finals.
Sure.
Or during the Stanley Cup Finals. That was on the NHL Face-Off documentary that Phil never watched.
Right.
Because nobody in Canada got it, apparently. But I think though, I think that's what most people, that kind of became a signature moment. Is this his signature moment now? Winning. It's not like Crosby's golden goal because that was to win the Olympic gold medal, and we're not comparing this to that. That's ridiculous. But is this for him at least his signature moment now?
I listen. If nothing else happens the rest of his career, and it's 15 years from now, no, I don't. I just don't see anyone being like, "Oh man, I was there." Well, okay, no, that's not fair. Like I was there when you.
Yeah.
You can't even say gold. Like I was there when you won the gold of the Four Nations Cup. First of all, it's not gold. Is it like it's just first place in a 4-team tournament, and I just don't see that having any relevance. I mean, what if this tournament is a smashing success every year for the next 10 years? Then yeah, maybe it all depends on the success of the tournament. But there was no Russia. There was 4 teams only. I think there's just too many variables to go against it. But what a beautiful story. I mean, look how happy he is. And it's a great boost. It's a great Caesar salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody got some good air there too. Who's number 5? Who's number 5 for Canada? I forget.
I don't know.
They got up there. Okay. Louis found this too, that there's already a McDavid game used jersey up for online bidding.
Oh yeah.
So you got a picture of that, Louis? Yeah. 34 grand already.
Wow.
And the reserve is not met. And it's been stagnant there for a day and a half or two.
Where is this up for bid at?
NHL auctions.
Oh, okay.
On the
Yeah,
NHL
so the NHL's
website.
auction off. All right, next winner is I put McKinnon, but he's in the kind of, and let me explain, right? I don't know if he's a winner. Like he's the MVP, deservedly so. But my question is, will he in this tournament too now be overshadowed in the long run by McDavid? Per usual.
As usual. And he scored.
Right.
He opened up for scoring. Right? That's a big.
He was brilliant. He had 4 goals in 4 games. Right.
Yeah.
Here's kind of an interesting factoid that I found about McKinnon in this tournament. He's the 8th player to win MVP in an NHL tournament, NHL international tournament. So international tournament where NHL players played, joining Bobby Orr, Vladislav Tretiak, John Tonelli, Wayne Gretzky, Mike Richter, Vincent Lecavalier, and Sidney Crosby.
Wow. It's good, good surrounding hockey players, eh?
Will there be any impact from this? No. Probably not. I don't know. Like, so I looked at the same thing with McDavid. I looked at the 9 days prior to the Four Nations start. 419 secondary market sales for McKinnon versus 1,200 for McDavid. During the tournament, it did jump a bit to 462, about a 10% increase there. And I don't know. Do you guys have any guesses why this guy doesn't connect with the hobby more? It's kind of baffling, isn't it?
It's so unfortunate. He's so good. That game, when I was having my coffee watch, I watched it the next morning. He stands out like insane. He has that quick release when not many other players can do it. And there's just Lemieux vibes. I heard that watching the game, and I can't get it out of my head. The Mario Lemieux, Ole Lefse vibes. It's just a big boy, smart player. And you can't teach. It's one of those things you can't teach how he plays. That's how I would.
No, super fast. Like, I mean, probably the only one that can match McDavid from a speed standpoint or close to it.
The decision making is it's always the right decision. Like I don't know. You can't teach what he does. It's wild. It's wild. And he gets no love.
No
Colorado.
I'd give him love if he was on a different team. I'd love you, Nathan. Just let me.
I think Colorado, though, is a pretty good hobby market, don't you guys, for the US?
I think maybe for Colorado. I don't chase. I don't know. This is another why doesn't he get more? Why don't I look? I never look for his cards.
Yeah. But Cale Makar gets tons of hobby love. He's on Colorado, so you can't say that that's the reason. And look at McKinnon's been consistently great for 5-6 years. He has a cup, a Hart Trophy. It's just mind-boggling. This is like the most mind-boggling thing. Like he should be right up there with McDavid and Matthew, right?
Yeah, he should. It's so crazy. I don't know.
And he's like a big time step down from them. hobby.
Well, I think we know what to do. We just got to get him on the show and ask him, what's going on? Why does our hobby not love you? And we might get an emotional McKinnon on here. Like,
He's got the Canadian heritage. He's Crosby's protege. Like, that doesn't seem to matter, being from Halifax.
Go Arbor.
Is it something in his personality, do you think?
I don't know. Listen, man, I don't know much about Nathan McKinnon at all. I can't even, when you're listening to hockey players talk, 9 out of 10 times you know who's talking. I would not be able to tell you who Nathan McKinnon, what he sounds like. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. The only times I see Nathan McKinnon are when I'm watching a Colorado game, which is never, or I'm going out of my way to punch in on YouTube Nathan McKinnon highlights.
Yeah.
I don't wake up and have cereal and watch Sports Center anymore. That like that type of lifestyle doesn't exist, right? If I don't see it on Twitter or TSN highlights on their website, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to Western Conference either. I kind of click off and I don't really care what Colorado's up to. Is that bad?
If anyone has any ideas that we're not thinking of, comment or message us, because I'd love to hear people's thoughts, especially people from Colorado, why they think he doesn't have a bigger hobby market.
Could you imagine if he was on the Leafs? If he was on the blue team? Oh my God, Matthews who? Right? That'd be
Montreal?
great. Imagine if Nathan, oh my God, I'd probably, that'd be hard for me.
He's only 29 too, so he's got a lot of good years left.
Is it that he's just so quiet good and he's not really in the news?
I don't know.
As much as some of the other profound guys, he's not talked about as much.
That could
all
be
I can think of. It's, a lot of this is a popularity contest.
Yeah. But you look at I wouldn't say McDavid or Crosby are Mr. Personality.
No, but they're top tier. I'm not saying, okay, McKinnon is not Crosby or McDavid, but he's like very, he should be kind of up there. And that's the whole point of what we're talking about. But if he had his own team, I think he would level up to that perception is reality,
Okay, let me ask you this, as objective as you can be. Is the hobby difference between McKinnon and Matthews the team?
Oh, absolutely. If you put Matthews on Colorado and McKinnon on the blue team, oh my goodness. I don't think Matthews would get the love he's getting at all. Yeah, bring the hate. I don't care. But McKinnon he'd be like Mr. Canada. Well, according to the Toronto people,
Thank you for your impartial opinion.
Yeah. No problem. I'd love him on the Habs though. I'd love him on any Canadian team except Vancouver and Toronto.
Okay.
We need a center.
All right. Now I have one more winner, and I hesitate to do this because I feel like we're just like feeding the beast.
Better
here.
be who I think it is.
You have to do this.
Sloth, yeah. Hey, you guys.
I feel like the Four Nations was the coming out party for Phil's boy, Brady Tkachuk.
Mm-hmm.
You better believe it is. You better believe it is. You guys like him? Hey, he's not bad.
No, he was pretty awesome, Phil. And
why
it's
doesn't
the
he do that
structure
in the
mainly,
NHL?
but-
He does. He just doesn't have support around him.
Yeah. His structure was amazing. Even
Good
better
stuff.
than the 3 goals he scored. Right,
Yeah.
Phil?
Scored in your last game too. Huh?
Uh-huh. So I saw an article in The Athletic that said during this tournament that Brady was finally able to step outside of Matthews' shadow. Do you agree with that, Phil?
Oh, that's not nice.
No, I don't think that's mean.
They're very different players, but they're also very similar, right? They're
Huh?
And
same, but different. It's a saying, same, but different.
Oh, Jesus.
He by far has had the biggest hobby impact of the players we've profiled so far, the 2. So in the 9 days preceding the tournament, there were just 135 Brady T secondary market sales. During the tournament, 456.
Whoa.
238% increase.
Get him.
Yeah, no, I need Hasselhoff needs to go to university. I need a high gloss sale. I need a record-breaking high gloss sale here.
And then when you look at his 2018 Young Guns PSA 10, which is a pop 907, 64% gem rate, it had gone, Phil, as low as $61 US on January 18th.
Dropping like a rock.
Now, on the day of the championship, February 20th, it jumped up to 140.
Woo! We just need Shane Pinto on Team USA, and Phil's getting a mansion in a Ferrari.
Well, the other thing that the Athletic article talked a lot about was how it's a shame that he's never made the playoffs, and that they talked about, what if you guys, I think, are one game in the wild card right now,
Mhm.
and if he doesn't make the playoffs this year, he might play in the Olympics before he ever plays a playoff game, and that how. I mean, if he gets to the point where he's like 500-600 games in his career and never been in a playoff game, he's gonna probably want out.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So you guys should have a lot of incentive as a team
It
there
all
in
no, it
Ottawa
all it
to
all
get into
it
the playoffs.
you don't leave a team with Jake Sanderson and Tim Stützle to go find a
Yeah.
better team. So it all depends what he's surrounded with. We'll see if general manager Steve Staios, they call him Steady Steve. He doesn't like make quick decisions. I think some quick decisions need to be made pretty darn soon. And I'll follow Brady for the rest of his career. I love his jam. I love the way he plays. He's got a lot of juice. And I'm a huge Sens fan, but if he's got to go, he's got to go. I don't want him to, and I don't think he will, for the record. I think he'll stay, and I think he'll try and bring a cup to my city.
I think you guys will make the playoffs sooner than later. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. But
yeah, the boys just need to take that. There's a few players on our team that just need to take that next level up in unison, and all will be well.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
You
like
might be
to
the
see
big
you
hobby.
get-
Go ahead.
I'd like to see you get this, Phil. You'd get a Brady Tkachuk jersey, but it would have USA all over it.
I'd rock that. I'd rock that on my wall.
The reserve on his jersey's been met. If you'd like it, it's sitting at $8,510 right now.
You want, listen, good listener, you want some good advice? Stay away from signed jerseys. I've never had a product tried to be sold to me more and more than a signed jersey. Okay?
This one's not signed though.
Yeah, well, whatever.
These are game used jerseys.
Yeah, that's all the best. Go nuts.
Different. It's different.
Not interested in any of
Different.
them.
It's different.
Different. Same, different.
He might
Listen,
be the
Louis,
big
there's an entire country in the Orient that has that saying. Same, but different. Millions of people, can't be wrong. Well, they can be, actually, yeah.
Yeah, they can, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward, if he becomes the hobby breakout or not from this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, he's the most logical candidate. Okay, anyone else you guys would feel passionate looking at the hobby side of the Four Nations that you want to throw into the winners cat? I mean, there's listen,
Slavin?
Jacob Slavin was, but he's not a hobby winner.
No,
No,
Jack Eichel played amazing. Jack Eichel really stood out to me.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's in Vegas, though. I mean, is it going to make any change to his hobby market?
No. I was thinking, like I said, Braden Point, Jake Gensel, like they were great. And I don't think their cards are going to move.
Werenski was great. I mean, there's a lot of Mikael Granlund from our old wild guy from Finland was awesome.
Didn't Werenski lead the league in lead the tournament, or he was before the game? I think so, he got an assist the last game.
If you only looked at the last 5 minutes, including a little bit of the third period, maybe Binnington.
Yeah, no kidding. Listen, even McDavid was a little bit most of the game, but it doesn't matter. He's clutch. That's the word he is, clutch, right?
Yeah, you got to give it to Binner there. I'm not a big fan. I wouldn't. Well, I think we made the comment, was the last show. I wouldn't start him in a regular season game, but I would start him in, the gold medal game or something like that.
Good when he had to be. Good when he had, like Grant Fuhr. Good when you have to be.
Okay, I have a couple losers. And the first one. Now, this is turning out to a perfect segment for Phil, because I put Austin Matthews in the loser category here.
Of course, obviously. Oh, look how pale he looks. He looks sickly.
He does look like he has a flu or something like that.
Yeah, maybe he does.
He played bad in the tournament. I think he had 3 points, 3 assists. But it's really lost opportunity and lack of aggressiveness. So that put him in the L category for me. So over the 4 games, he had the 3 assists but no goals. And the Team USA captain only took 6 shots in 4 games. That's not, we need more than that. That's just not, come Olympics time, we need better, and for him to be more aggressive in the Olympics. And then where it's kind of funny, you look at how the pendulum could have swung differently. He had a couple of grade A opportunities in the third period and on maybe overtime there in the championship game, where we could be talking about him just like we're talking about McDavid, right? I mean, they could literally have flipped roles had he buried one of those opportunities. So I think, it's the what could have been aspect of this that puts him in the losers category for me. All that being said, Matthews Young Guns PSA 10 from 2016 is up about 12% over the past 2 weeks. So
Anomaly.
I don't care.
Listen, he was just unnoticeable. I'm not picking on. I'm being objective. He was just unnoticeable. I was like, oh yeah, he's playing. Like, you know. Yeah.
And then the other one on the loser side, and this is kind of ugly.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys Elias Pettersson? 0 points in the tournament, only 2 total shots. So, and this is a guy in the past couple of years, like the superstar word gets thrown around him a lot. And I get it. I mean, he's got a lot of talent and he was on that path 18 months ago. But since then, I don't know how you use the term superstar around his name anywhere going forward. It got so bad that during the last game, so like the third place game, whatever you call it, in the third period, they benched him for most of the third. Team Sweden did.
Ouch.
So I don't know. You have to wonder now if he'll be traded at the deadline by Vancouver. They'd be selling low. It's not like you're selling high on an asset like this, but
that would affect the return, I guess. Like he's not playing well in the Four Nations Cup. It's like, well, it's a one-off. It's like, is it though? It's kind of not.
I think that everyone needs a fresh start. Like I thought about, whether I led teams or groups at companies before. If I was in a situation where I had 2 people that were on my team that couldn't get along to the point where one of them had to go, what that really means in my mind is both have to go. You can't, because I don't think like their locker room will ever look at him the same, knowing that because of his interpersonal conflict with somebody else, that kind of derailed a whole year or 2 years of our team chemistry.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any way they can keep him. Honestly, I don't.
No, I gotta get the stank out of the locker room, right?
And he could probably use a fresh start at this point too.
Yeah, both parties would benefit.
Yeah, maybe think of our guy Adam from Addition, who's selling all these big PDs right now to get that McDavid.
Yeah, his timing was good but like 2 weeks, eh? Like he's
I hope they all sold before.
Yeah.
So check this out, guys. Now this is ugly. Pedersen's 2018 Young Guns PSA 10 has a 2,788 pop, 75% gem rate. Phil, it last sold for $27 US. PSA 10.
Oh, that's not good. He's Series 1 too, and that if you told me Series 2 is going to be more expensive than Series 1 now, that's wild. I guess it is.
Yeah, that's a 2-year low for his last sale for his Young Guns PSA 10. The 2-year high is 226.
Oh. Do you guys remember 2018 when they're like, who is this Pedersen kid in Vancouver? He's pop he could score at will. At whim? Will? What's the saying?
Will. Sure.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Both work.
Same, different.
Thank
so
you.
Anyone else you want to?
You're coming around.
Anyone you guys want to throw out? Anyone else in the losers category?
Jack Hughes.
Oh yeah, good call.
Put him up against the boards in the corner anywhere, and you control him all day long, and that's what everybody did.
Yeah, he's too small.
Yeah, is he Stankoven small?
Gosh,
but it's not like height. He's so slight that you sneeze in his direction and he falls over.
Slopey in the shoulders, eh? Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry, but he's loaded. He's got a you're fine.
He was just a non-factor. I expected more out of him.
We talk about Sam Bennett, how good he did. He was a little demon out there, eh? It was good for us.
Well, he was the answer to Tkachuk's, right?
Yeah. Man, Brady did so good. I'm so proud of him. Yeah.
Oh, and it's what happened in the beginning of the first game against Canada. You start that way, and you're focused on every time you're out on the ice. And he was in every little chop / hit after the whistle. That's what entertainment, there's probably another 2 million people that know Brady Tkachuk now that didn't before.
And they want a high gloss RPA. Yeah, setting the tone, Brady.
Is it fair to say too that Matthew's constantly hurt?
Yeah,
Like he's
well, the
never
way he
not
plays,
hurt.
right? The way he plays, it's
You
high.
think it's the way he plays, or does he just have something about his body, or
I don't know. Maybe he was the small. We got to ask his mom what his weight was at birth, right? Actually, no. Usually, babies that are less at birth get bigger after. I don't know. Maybe he was always sick as a kid too. Maybe he
have a
wasn't
request.
breastfed.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Let's break down.
I never get sick.
Yeah, that's like a Freakonomics thing if you guys have ever read those books. But I do have a ask of our audience again. I want to hear from people that, because we've obviously taken a very North American centric view of this. What do Europeans think about how the tournament went? Like, what are the players? Is there anyone besides Pedersen and Granlund that really stood out or was a big disappointment? Please add your thoughts to the comments and see what I want to hear what you guys thought of the Four Nations. Because we were admittedly pretty focused on USA Canada here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you boys think of two players, Werenski and Sanderson? Did you guys like their play? I mean, Werenski was amazing. He's an assist machine. I don't even think he scored a goal, but he led an assist.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to you, Phil, and I hate him because he can't score 30 goals. He's not worth money, and he's a loser.
Why'd you give this bum a fat contract? He can't score a goal. Listen, I'm still blown away at that contract. I'm coming closer to it. I just really caught off guard there.
Granlund showed up.
Oh yeah, he was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish we would have hung on to him, but okay. Slap Sharks, Gongshow partner and sponsor. We are incredibly thankful for their support. The current Slap Sharks weekly eBay auction is live, ends this upcoming Thursday night. Not to probably anyone's surprise, it's another big auction for the hockey hobby. Just about 3,700 cards available to bid on this week. Tons of bangers in the auction too. The three of us spent some time going through the cards in this week's auction and have each picked out a couple of favorites. Now, one of the three of us was voted best looking in high school. One of us was voted most likely to succeed, and one of us was shoved in a locker. Since I was voted both best looking and most likely to succeed, I'll go first.
Do you really think I got shoved in a locker? Not a chance, man. I'm a biter. I fight.
Well, at least you admitted I'm most likely to succeed. That's great.
I don't think you guys caught on by chicanery there.
We're talking about hockey cards on a Monday, and I'm in my house leisure suit. I think I'm moderately successful. If you condense my whole life into one day, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Okay. The first favorite I picked is a 2019 UD buybacks, 2016 O-Pee-Chee retro Austin Matthews out of 15 rookie auto. It's the PSA grade is 9, the auto is 10. This is my absolute favorite Austin Matthews rookie card. I think it's now get past your I don't like Austin Matthews thing, Phil. It's a great card.
Man.
It's a great looking card. The white on white is awesome. The little sprinkle of red in there. It's got the RC with the puck. Don't you love that? I love that rookie logo or whatever you call
the
it.
O-Pee-Chee logo too on there, top.
Yeah. Is there? Oh yeah.
It's great.
Classic O-Pee-Chee. Great card. I've never really wanted to own an Austin Matthews rookie, but I kind of want to own this card. And you can get just like the plain not buyback one pretty cheap, like 30-40 bucks, something like that, for a good condition one of those. And then the second card I picked out is a 2016 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Connor McDavid Seismic Gold out of 50 PSA 10. I don't know, it's great Seismic Gold PSA 10. I don't know. Well, what do you say about a card like this?
Liking those seismic golds, man.
Yeah, I say it's going to be very expensive.
Probably. What do you think this goes for? Over $1,000 US? Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't see how it wouldn't. And I don't.
I'm gonna say 1,200. That's my guess.
Yeah, I say $1, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob.
Louis.
Yep.
What did you pick out?
Start with a 2020 Upper Deck the Cup Eric Lindros Emblems of Endorsements patch auto out of 15. Not my favorite player in the world, but the card is awesome.
You don't like Lindros?
I said he's not my favorite player in the world. Doesn't mean I don't like him, but he's in like my top 100.
Biggie.
That's a great card.
But it's just such a good looking card that I'd be happy to have it.
Do you guys wish that the patches were more lined up though?
Yeah.
You see how
no, I
like
don't care about that.
they're little
Eh.
like yeah, I wish they were more lined up, but
They're parallel.
Close.
close.
The lines will never meet.
Well, they're the right team, anyways. I'll go with that first.
Yeah, good
Next,
point.
never seen this. This was
Nice,
looked
Louis.
like a sweet card.
These are great
2018 O-Pee-Chee Coast to Coast Wayne Gretzky Legends out of 99 Polar Highlights.
Oh, it's like the Northern Lights, right? The Aurora
Yeah.
Borealis.
Yep,
Yeah,
in the
Aurora
background there.
Borealis. Yeah, great strain too. Northern
Yeah.
Lights. Big fan.
If you are just listening, you need to jump online at some point and look at this card. It's super, super sweet looking.
The non-numbered one is also one of my favorite hockey cards of all time.
Does
Really?
it look similar?
Yeah, it's just white. It's just cardboard, right?
Oh, okay.
It's just it's not shiny.
Mhm.
But it's a great set. I'm a huge fan of the 2018. That's what it was, right? 2018.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Billy
And-
Boy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. So, yeah, okay. Let me, I wrote things down. So, little story here at the expo last year when it was Bedard Mania and everyone was Bedarded, this card was had 3 times over. So, my friend Frankie Fives in Ottawa seller, well, he's actually from Gatineau, he's across the river in Quebec. He had 3 of these cards because he's a huge seller and he buys like scores and scores of cases. So, he jumps all over the bounty. But this card, good listener, is beautiful. It's got a nice white rectangle at the bottom for the autograph. It's got a lot of browns, grays, sepias. I'm a big fan. Tanned. It looks like a wood paneled basement. I love this card. It's out of 25. It's a Connor Bedard 2023 top rookie. But here's the catch. It's a bounty card. So, 2 things here. Frank was selling these cards for $2,500 and he had 3 of them. He sold 2. He sold 2 of them raw for $2,500. I was very close to buying the 3rd one. Very close. And I've been very close in buying a lot of cards that I'm glad I didn't. And I didn't. So now this card's current bid is, I think it's at like 188 or something, 190. I'm very curious to see what this card will sell for. I do not think it'll go for 2,500 Canadian. And it's a beautiful card. But I hate explaining things to people like, hey, look at this card. And someone would say, oh my God, I've never seen that card before. Then I have to explain the bounty program. Then I have to explain other things. I don't want to do that. The card should ooh and ah and sell itself.
Well, you're an expert now because the card was God from the puzzles.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I have to go to the post office tomorrow. I have to drive into town and do that. Man, what a nightmare. Anyway, so that's one of my cards I'm going to keep my eye on. I'm not going to bid on it, but it's still a beautiful card. I mean, it'd be a great card in any collection. I think this should top out around 1,000. But we'll see if it even gets there. So, and my second pick, I actually own this card. I traded it for, so I'll tell you the story. So I was at
Wait, you own this exact copy or the same?
No,
Okay.
I apologize. I had a Tim Stutzel exclusive 10.
Okay.
It might have been number 29 out of 100. I don't know. I don't think so. That'd be a 1 in 100 chance, I guess. Or no, I guess I'd have to check the PSA pop report. Might be a less percentage than that.
Yeah, this is a match show.
Yeah, sorry. So at the expo, 2 expos ago, I had an opportunity to buy or trade this card. And I owned this card. I found a Tim Stutzel patch auto exquisite with the famous LeBron James design from 0304, the cards I really like. It was selling for $2,000 from a dealer. I had this card in my hand. I said, would you trade for that 3-color patch Stutzel, which was game used because it's not his rookie?
Yep.
Would you trade for that straight up? He said, no, but I'll take $1,800 for it. I thought my card was worth more because it was a PSA 10 exclusive. So he said no. And I tried to convince him. I sucked at that. So I went to another dealer who was eyeing my card earlier. He said, I'll give you $1,900 for it. I said, okay. So he gave me $1,900 for it. I went back to the other dealer and I gave him $1,800 and I made $100. And I got rid of my Tim Stutzel exclusive 10. Why did I want to do that? I don't know. I'd rather the exquisite. And I was pretty loose for trading that. I'm a big exclusive guy. So I'm very curious to see what this ends up at. If this ends up over $2,000, well, sucks to be me. But I don't think it will. I don't think it will because Timmy hasn't done. I think he's done. He hasn't done enough, right, to keep those cards high prices going.
Well, he hasn't asserted himself as like the 40 goal scorer yet, right?
No, like Brady was out, Pinto was out, and Josh Norris was out Saturday, and we lost 5-2 to Montreal. Timmy scored, but he that was a game he needs to take over, right?
Yeah.
You need a hat trick in that game to assert your dominance.
Well, Slapsharks is the clear choice to help Canadians sell their cards on eBay. They make it very easy to do so. Well, first, they do all the work. You just ship your cards to them via their easy-to-use online submission system or drop them off with a local rep, and then you're done. You sit back and wait for the results. Slapsharks does all the stuff you don't want to do, but is necessary to maximize the value of your cards. Plus, and this is a biggie, your cards get included in their popular and growing weekly eBay auctions where, dare I say, thousands of hockey card collectors flock each week to add to their PCs. So for complete consignment information, including payout rates, and to get the process started today, head to slapsharks.com. Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Okay, well, we're going to start again. 2 more stories from the Hobby Criminals Corner.
Oh, come on.
I don't make the news, I just report it, Phil.
Bad boys, bad boys.
Well, are they though? There's like the weak version of Bad Boys. Like, go away, go to another industry.
A couple days later, 2 more hobby crime stories. Both of these lurid tales of hobby crime come from the website. Story 1. So last month, ahead of the Super Bowl, more than 4,000 pieces of counterfeit sports items were seized by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Total value of these items worth more than 1.3 million US dollars. Most of these items were fake merchandise, like clothing, etc. So it's like buying fake Rolexes, but fake. I think it was like a lot of football stuff and soccer stuff. So your fake Raiders sweatshirt or something like that.
There's a guy just driving to the flea market. Do you have flea markets in USA?
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
do you buy licensed NFL jerseys there? But yet I'm sure you have thousands of NFL jerseys. This kind of just cherry picking on someone. No,
I don't know. It probably just a big bust, right?
Oh,
People
like,
were.
it's too much. It's probably the supplier to all the flea markets. Yeah.
Well, here's the juicier story. Now, this one comes out of Denver, where an 84-year-old man named Mayo, his name is Mayo Gilbert McNeil.
Please tell me he's black. Please tell me he's black. That'd be so funny.
He's pled guilty to 2 charges of selling fraudulent sports cards.
Oh,
Apparently, he sold fake Michael Jordan rookies and fake PSA slabs.
Never heard of it.
He would also trade these cards for other valuable, more real, authentic sports cards like Tom Brady rookies, etc. So apparently, Mayo did this over a 4-year period and earned over $800,000 US.
he had a good system. Yeah.
From his scheme there. And this went on from 2015 to 2019. Apparently, he'll be sentenced in July. Now, what kind of sentence do you give an 84-year-old?
He got greedy, man. Listen, he could have did it for a year, waited 3 years, did it for another year. Yeah, he got greedy. It always happens to these guys.
Pretty much anything's a life sentence, though, huh?
In America, I don't know. You guys have a.
No, I'm saying, but when you're 84, you get a 5-year sentence.
Oh,
yeah, right. Yeah.
I forgot he's 84. What does he care? Yeah, he's like, I hustled these young kids. They got nothing on me. Throw the bucket.
Paid for a nursing home jail at this point.
Yeah, what do you do? I would put him in the best prison for the rest of his life for old people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like how he did that. I'm not a fan of that. I think you should get stiff penalties for
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Not a ton going on, but I did want to do something we haven't done in 3 months and update everyone on the road to infinity.
Oh, yeah.
If you recall, it's where we're tracking the rise in PSA pop count for the Connor McDavid base Young Guns PSA 10. Okay. Now, November 21st was actually the last time that we did it. So, like I said, 3 months ago. And the pop count at the time,
I didn't miss it.
Oh, yeah. The pop count at the time was 6,151. Already at that point, more PSA 10s than any hockey card ever. So what do you guys think? Has the growth since our last update been steady, do you think? Been slow or fast? What would you say?
Super slow.
Slowed.
You
Yeah.
think so? Well, we're gonna find out today, but before we do, let's make a guess. Okay. So where do you think it is today when it was 6,151
In
at our
November.
last report? Yeah, in November.
I think it's at 64.88.
Wow,
Six. That's got to be close. In 3 months, it's probably, I'll just say 7,000.
7,000. Okay. Well, that's a little bit of difference there. All right. So, based on the most recent PSA 10 pop report and audited by the accountants from the Josh Norris Canadian Prime Minister Coalition,
Yeah, come on.
current PSA 10 pop count for the Connor McDavid base Young Guns is drum roll, please, Troy. Thank you. Are you ready, Phil? You excited?
Yes.
Can you wait? Here we go.
Oh,
6,728. So 537 more in the last 3 months. So it has slowed quite a bit.
a lot. Yeah, I don't think we don't need to do that again. The road to infinity has an end. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the current value of his PSA 10 is 545 US.
Still? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys know what market cap is like in the stocks world, right?
Mhm.
So you take this total outstanding shares times the price of the share.
Oh, is that what an MC is? Oh, right on. Okay. Yeah. You
Oh.
shouldn't buy this. You should buy a clear cut 97 out of 98 on the Slab Sharks auction. Yeah. Don't buy the PSA Young Guns. Buy the raw clear cut Young Gun on the Slab Sharks auction.
So Bedard's market cap is $3.66 million, right? For his Young Guns PSA 10.
That's wild.
I thought, well, I wonder what does that compare to other players that, similar or greater stature. So he has about the same market cap as Sidney Crosby, who's 3.7 million. Ovechkin is 6.9 million. McDavid 7.7. Jack Hughes 800,000. And I looked up one more. Shane Pinto.
Oh, you
want to guess what Shane Pinto's market cap is, Phil?
It's like an NFT. It just bottomed.
You got to guess.
42,000.
Oh, you only wish. 8,367 US dollars. That's the market cap for Shane Pinto's. I think he has like 400, 500.
Well, I have the monopoly, so if I control 6,000 of that, yeah. Better hope he doesn't get a hat trick anytime soon, or I will get greedy.
Mhm.
Okay, boys, ready to move on to Hobby Mount Rushmore. Nearing the end of
Mhm.
this series. Only a few teams left in the Central Division in the Western Conference, which Phil pays no attention, doesn't care about. We learned that today, right, Phil?
That's right. No attention paid whatsoever.
Well, today's a bittersweet one for Louis and I, Phil. We have to face our past, the legacy of our team, our franchise that was ripped away from our bitter hands. Yes, the artist formerly known as the Minnesota North Stars, now the Dallas Stars. They're today's Hobby Mount Rushmore. Good thing we don't hang on to stuff like babies, huh, Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Let it go a long time ago.
So this is strictly just Dallas Stars, right? No Minnesota.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thanks for making sure that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay.
Never-
So for all you Dallas fans, here I go swallow my 1 ounce of pride left and tackle the Stars Hobby Mount Rushmore. Well, you'd never speak to me again if I didn't pick right away Mike Modano for the Dallas Stars Hobby Mount Rushmore. Now, is this an emotional moment for you, Louis?
No. It's a happy
Oh,
moment.
He's the only 1,000-point guy, isn't he? Unless I'm
No, we'll see.
okay.
Do we need to take a break, Louis, so you can grab a tissue for this, or are you gonna be okay? You need a tissue?
Issue for your tissue, Papa?
Oh,
Tissue?
I'm not sad. I'm excited.
Okay, so he played 17 seasons in Dallas. His 434 goals are the most in franchise history. Modano's 616 assists are the most in team history, as well as 1,050 points. And Phil, you are correct. He's the only player to score 1,000 points with the Dallas Stars. Actually, not much for individual awards with the team for Modano. He was a one-time NHL second All-Star team selection in 2000, but most importantly, he did lead the Stars to their first and only Stanley Cup in 1999. And, I think most people would agree he's the greatest player in franchise history. When the team moved to Texas, his star power helped it take root there. They have retired his number 9, and he was inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2014. And then in 2024, in March of last year, the Stars unveiled this statue of Mike Modano outside of their arena.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we got the statue treatment.
Mm-hmm.
I like when they have color in them now, but they're not just bronze. I think that's really cool. Looking at the hobby market in the past 12 months, per card letter sales history, about 6,700 Mike Modano cards have sold on the secondary markets. Of those sales, 18 were for more than 500. How many of those 18 were you? So that's what we want to know.
Couple.
The highest selling all-time Mike Modano card. This surprised me, Phil. Pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pay attention. 1997 Donruss Stamp of Approval PSA 10 sold for $2,730 in April 2024. I'd never seen this card.
No.
It has that serrated edge thing, like my stamps.
Mm-hmm.
Deckle edge.
The deckle edge, yeah, with the facsimile. Yeah. Did you see the 101 Future Watch? Was it a Future Watch? No, it wasn't. Pride of the Nation, maybe the 101 Modano I had in my Quebec City video.
Yeah, I did.
That was a talked about card at the show a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big fan of it. I don't like any manufacturer patch.
No, I know that's what I didn't like either. I think that's like a $400 or $500 card in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Do you like this Madonna, Louis? Would you pick up one of these?
Not for that price.
Yeah. Be sleeping at Josh's.
Okay.
There'd be a lot more that I'd want over that for sure.
Yeah.
Dallas wasn't that easy.
No.
So
Well, Debbie was.
Because I know your first two, yes, but going off after that, it wasn't.
Yeah, this was not an easy one. So we'll see how people, if I get skewered again by the good listener or not. So the second player I nominated to the Stars Hobby Mount Rushmore is Eddie the Eagle at Belfour. Played only 5 of his 17 NHL seasons in Dallas, but he was the backbone of the 1999 Stanley Cup Championship team. He delivered clutch saves and performances in that 99 playoffs run and was a huge part of Dallas winning their first and again only Stanley Cup in franchise history. Now, this is incredible. In that playoffs run, Eddie posted an incredible 1.67 goals against average and 0.930 save percentage. His battle with Patrick Waugh in the Western Conference Finals is one of the most legendary goalie duels in NHL history, and he recorded 4 shutouts during the 1999 playoffs runs, including one in the Stanley Cup Final against Buffalo. It's a, talk about like Binner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Delivering.
When he's good, man.
Overall, Belfour played 307 games in a Stars uniform, which is third most in franchise history amongst goalies. Belfour's competitive edge made him a fan favorite in Dallas, though his temper occasionally boiled over. There's a very famous demand when he demanded $1 billion during his contract negotiations. When they asked him,
That's funny.
They asked him what would it take to get him to stay in Dallas, and he said $1 billion, and I guess stormed out of the room.
So he goes to Toronto instead.
Yeah, that's when Marty Turco took over. His 160 wins is third in franchise history. And with the team, over 5 years, a very respectable 2.19 goals against. Best amongst goalies with 100 or more games with the team, and a 0.910 save percentage, which is 11th in franchise history. Pretty decent hobby market for Belfour, too. Per card letter sales history, 4,900 at Belfour cards sold in the past year in the secondary markets. Of those sales, 4 were for more than 500 US, and the highest selling Ed Belfour card to date is a 2015-16 The Cup autograph monumental patch booklet with Toronto, Phil.
Wow.
That sold for $1,954 in May of 2022. I know cards aren't booklets, but similar enough. These are always weird to me. The patches are ridiculous, but there's like barely a photo of Ed. I always think that, like a card is first and foremost a picture of the player, right? In my mind.
Yeah. I think any Ed Belfour fanatic would love this, right?
Of course. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, now it got super hard. And here's where like the hobby, this is my like disclaimer.
Yeah, this is
was
tough.
torturing myself when I go into disclaimer mode. The hobby and hobby Mount Rushmore really comes into play. And it's for both the next two nominees. So it does feel a little strange, I'm going to admit, nominating Jason Robertson to the Dallas Stars Hall of Fame,
But you trash him all the time.
given how the past couple seasons have been, I don't know, a little like off for him. But actually, when I dug into him and I saw his stats, and you tell me if you're not more impressed than you just would be at face value. So Robertson is in his 5th full season with the team. He's still just 25 years old, so young guy.
Oh, baby.
347 games played is 33rd most in franchise history. So he's played the 33rd most games. That being said, his 153 goals is 8th most in franchise history, and his 212 assists is 11th most. And his 365 points is 9th most. So again, 33rd in games, but 9th in points in franchise history is a pretty good ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Not a ton of awards individually for him. He was a one-time first NHL Team All-Star selection, made the All-Rookie team in 2020-21. But he became the first player in Dallas Stars history to hit the 100-point mark in a single season when he had 109 points in 2022-23, I believe. He had 46 goals, 63 assists. He's the fastest player in franchise history to 100 goals. He reached 100 goals in just 187 games. And he did a back-to-back 40-goal seasons in 2021-22 and 2022-23. And, of course, is one of the NHL's considered an elite goal scorer. And like I started out with him, right, it's the hobby market where his candidacy for this really shines. Per card letter sales history in the past year, more than 7,300 Jason Robertson cards have sold on the secondary markets. 32 of those sales are for more than 500 US. And to date, the highest selling J-Rob card is this 2020-21 Ultimate Collection
Wow.
Rookie Auto Shield 101 BGS 810 auto grade, sold for $6,904 US dollars in May of 2024.
Yeah, listen, that's the ultimate shields are I'm gonna put this as a moderate outlier. There's like 4 or 5 guys that just go buck wild for these cards. So
Yeah.
I would love to see card number 2 and 3. I bet you they would be at least $5,000 less than this. IMO.
He
IMO.
had a period though where people were going.
Really?
I think so.
I thought his market would be way bigger because he's half Filipino. And like I'm in Canada, there's so many. The Filipino community is huge, and a lot of them love hockey. I thought they'd be all over this, but I guess not.
He's got a $5,600 sale, $5,400 sale.
All right, I was wrong. Never mind. Okay.
All right. I can keep going. You want me to keep going?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
And then the last player that I selected was Miro Heiskanen. Yeah, another guy, pretty strong hobby market. And it's a lot of this is projection and hobby. Like J-Rob, Heiskanen is just 25 years old. In his 7th season with the team, has played 475 games, though, in a Stars uniform. 475 games at 25.
Oh,
that's a lot. His 58 goals ranks 6th amongst defensemen. 225 assists is 4th. And 283 points is 4th as well. Not a lot of individual awards, like really nobody on this team. When you look at there's great sites that kind of list every by team, all the players have won individual awards. It's pretty dearth when it comes to the Dallas Stars. I don't even think they have a wild page, but he was named to the All-Rookie team in 2019. That's about it. He did set, though, the franchise record for most points in a season by a defenseman when he had 73 points and 11 goals, 62 assists in 2022-23. And I think him and Robinson really make up a pretty solid foundation, right, to have success for the franchise in years to come. Maybe with Ottinger, you can throw in that too. And if he stays on his current path, he should own the Stars record books at the defensive position, when his career concludes, if he can stay healthy and he stays in Dallas. Again, though, it's the hobby market that separates Miro Heiskanen for Hobby Mount Rushmore. In the past 12 months, about 3,350 Heiskanen cards have sold in the secondary markets per card letter sales history. Of those sales, 2 were for more than 500 US. And the highest selling Miro Heiskanen card to date is this 2018-19 The Cup Monumental Rookie Patch Auto Booklet out of 6 that sold for $2,550 US dollars via eBay. Now, there's no photo of that card. So instead, we're showing a 2021 MVP base card. Pretty much the same, right?
I think that fourth spot could have like 10 players in it.
Okay, well, let's go through that then. Let's talk that out. So when we get into snubs and honorable mentions, I've got a bunch of names here. A lot of people might be thinking Jamie Benn.
Yeah.
Right. He's the franchise leader in games played, 943 points with the team. The only big award won, like big NHL individual award, is he won the Art Ross in 2015. Super weak hobby market, though. 2,200 cards sold in the last year.
He's a big name in Canada, right? Because of Sochi,
Yeah.
I think that name has just lingered along. No, Jamie Benn's a great player, but that name just, we won gold. That was a big deal, so.
But you have to admit, though, 2,200 cards is pretty weak in a year.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't pick him because of that. And then Marty Turco, right, who has the most wins in franchise history, most games played, most shutouts with 40, had an incredible season in 2020 or 2002-03, where he posted a 1.72 goals against for the whole season. Really small hobby market, like 800 cards sold in the last year. And Eddie the Eagle delivered the cup, right? So it's like, how do you pick him over Eddie? Then you have like Jake Ottinger, and you could use like the same futuring argument that I'm using for Jason Robertson or Miro Heiskanen for Ottinger too, right? Very, very young, and he could end up owning the goalie record books in Dallas if he stays the course. Other names are like Joe Nieuwendyk, Tyler Seguin, Sergei Zubov, Robe Hintz. But
Brett Hull,
he
Brendan
was-
Morrow. Brendan Morrow
yeah.
comes to
all
mind.
3 years there.
What about he was in the Hall? Is it Pavelski?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple good years, right, to end his career. Some people would say Darian Hatcher, but I looked up Darian Hatcher. He has like 300 cards sold in the last year, right?
Yeah,
So it's
he's a
like,
big boy though.
so I don't know. I'm really curious on this one. How do you guys think I did?
I think you did great. I thought you were going to pick Jamie Benn on the fourth one, but I think that's just because I'm Canadian and the name's bigger up here. I thought maybe you'd go Tyler Seguin, but he was just much more. Great player, great career, but I think the league or the community thought more of him. But another great Canadian player, so I think maybe that's where that comes from. Dallas, yeah, I think he did good. I can't think of anyone else. You said Nieuwendyk, Daryl Sador, maybe.
Yeah.
Does he even have hockey cards? I don't even
Who
know.
buys this card? Well, and listen, I think that there's some teams that when we do, like I'm sure that there's cases where we could find where the hobby Mount Rushmore and like the hockey Mount Rushmore would be the same.
Yeah.
Right. If we did the Dallas Stars hockey Mount Rushmore, Jamie Benn would have been on there for sure.
Yep.
He just doesn't have a hobby market,
Right.
So
Yeah.
what do you do?
You don't put him on the hobby Mount Rushmore. That's what you do.
Nope.
And Ed Belfour's cool, right? He had the temper, Eddie the Eagle.
Yeah.
I got a cup. He went to
Man at $1
Toronto.
billion. Love that.
All the right things went for Belfour's way to be a hobby, name.
Yeah.
Brett Hull has a lot more Dallas Stars cards out there than I thought than he should.
Mm-hmm.
It's too many.
Well, he was huge in their cup run.
Yeah, he's a St. Louis boy. Come on.
Okay, who's next? We got 3 teams left: Jets, Avalanche, or Wild.
Do you want it to be easy or hard?
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh, when we do the Jets, do we do all time or the new Jets?
Yeah, we got to figure that one out. Let's do the Jets.
Okay, let's do the Jets. Yeah,
Well,
right. What I was going to say.
Let's say we do the Jets and we do all time. The only thing we'd have to worry about would be Bobby Hull. What, like Doug Smale? Pretty sure no one collects him.
Well, I don't think we can do all
Howard
time.
Chuck. Sorry, Jeremy. Crap. Dale Howard Chuck. Yeah, he's got to be on there.
I don't think I think that we would save the old jets for like if we did the North Stars,
Oh,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah.
Nordiques and whalers and stuff. So we'll just
Future
do
content.
Yeah.
Let's do an easy one and just do the Avalanche.
Okay. Louis gets to pick.
Oh,
All right.
All
Will
right.
that be
Avalanche.
easy though? Really easy? Don't we need like 6 spots for it to be easy?
well, you'll have plenty to choose from at
Nah,
least.
fair enough. Yeah.
Well, okay, oh, that's gonna be tough because right, just off the top of your head, you have
Yeah. Patrick Waugh, obviously.
Sakic.
Sakic, Forsberg, and then
Yeah, you can't do that. Colorado's gonna be horrible. So you're gonna leave McKinnon off? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Joshua?
oh, crazy.
What are you gonna
We'll
do?
see. Maybe I'll leave Forsberg off. You never know.
No, you can't do that. You can't. You can't. So
I
it's
can.
Waugh, Forsberg, McCarr, McKinnon. Done. There, we just did it. Yeah, what, Adam Foote? You're gonna put Adam Foote on there? Get out
All
of here.
right. Oh, okay. Go on to the Jets then.
Oh, we're doing Avalanche. God, we're gonna change our minds 7 times and do.
We just did
Okay.
the Avalanche. We're done.
Well, I had a lot of fun doing hobby freestyle where we free float a little bit.
Mhm. Whoop,
2
whoop.
people said they liked it, so
Yeah, two
that's
two
kind of
liked
nice.
it.
I wasn't one of them. I thought we were only doing this once a week.
Well, we were, but then I kind of wanted to try it
You're
again.
like,
Is
no
that okay?
politics, no religion. What do you want us to talk about?
Is that all you have going on?
No, I
we talk
don't.
about anything.
Look where I live. I don't know. Well, here, fine. I'll go first. I feel good today because I read a great article written by Canadian legend Bobby Orr asking certain people in my country to leave Wayne Gretzky alone. So Bobby Orr wrote an article.
Is that really a thing, or is that like a manufactured thing that people just want to get outraged?
I'll tell you
about?
exactly. All jokes aside, I make a statement quite often. The weakest people have the loudest voices. So there's like 5 people with like big Twitter accounts, I guess, that when they make a statement, thousands of people jump on, right? So I'm really good at staying away from that stuff. But it caught fire. The Wayne Gretzky being a words like traitor and coward were used. And it's heartbreaking. It's just absolutely heartbreaking.
Isn't he like the nicest human being that ever lived?
He is so boring. He is so vanilla. I'll say it again. You guys,
but not just boring, but he's like the sweetest guy, though, right? I mean,
he's a sweet man. Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't know him. I'm very careful when I say, like, I don't know. All signs point to yes, you are correct, Josh. But
Okay.
all someone did was asked us to clean up our house a little bit, clean our kitchen. And we said, our kitchen's not dirty. Okay, well, you guys can argue about that stuff. And Wayne Gretzky can be our Team Canada captain, our honorary captain. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Wayne Gretzky is not a coward or a traitor. He's one of the greatest Canadians to ever come from this country. Have a little bit more respect, right? And I'll be a little bit mean. When you look at the authors of these articles, they all look the same. They all sit behind a keyboard. I don't find they're creating anything. Go create something, and then I'll tear it down for you and see how you feel. You know, it's silly. Leave Wayne Gretzky alone. And Bobby Orr did an amazing thing, and he kept all his opinions to himself, other than show a little more respect to one of the greatest Canadians that has ever lived. And thank you, Bobby, for doing that. It won't change anything, right? People will still play chess with pigeons, and that's fine. They'll poop all over the board and think they're winning. But I'm very grateful that Bobby Orr came to the defense of Wayne Gretzky. 2 good Canadian boys right there. Yeah.
Is this really a big thing, though?
Yes. Yes. Do you see how silly it is? Life must be pretty good when something's so silly. Like it just listen, I don't recommend it, but just Google it. Google Wayne Gretzky controversy. It's insane. It's a big deal if you're paying attention. I chose not to, but I read that Bobby Orr article today, and it was very short and sweet, and I was very proud he did that. Yeah, makes me want to buy a Bobby Orr card. Yeah,
I already wanted to buy Bobby Orr cards. I just wonder though if I've sort of concluded here in the U.S. that, to your point, right? You have on both sides of the aisle, or whatever you want to call it, you have the small percentage of loud voices.
Yeah.
Where the vast majority of people don't pay attention, don't get all upset about everything, and just live their lives, right? Like, we're talking 90% versus 10%. Is that the same? I mean, so do you think that it's like 10% of Canadians that are upset about this, or is the country all in an uproar?
No, it's just I think social media has elevated the status of low status people, right? We all have an opinion and we're all really special. Whereas, you know, that's the feeling that's happened. And we're trying to figure it out as a society, right? No phones in classrooms. We're trying to figure it out. We're in this tumultuous time. So I think we're just getting caught in the crossfire. I don't know. My finger is usually on the pulse of Ottawa residents very, very well, because nine months of the year, I do anywhere Monday to Friday, 5 to 25 estimates. So I go to residential homes, I knock on the door. I'm very good at not being like, I'm trying to get work, or I'm trying to feed my family, right? So people love to talk. I love to talk, so I just let them go. I've been in sales over 20 years. I'm good at it. And I hear the front lines of opinions. So in the winter, it is a little hard to know what the general consensus is. I mean, I go to the pharmacy and I go into town. But in the summer, my finger's on the pulse better. I can tell you this, when I'm on social media, that's all that's talked about. And I don't block, but I mute a lot of things, and it still creeps in, Josh. It still creeps in, guys. Wayne Gretzky's a coward. Wayne Gretzky's a traitor. Like, serenity now, you know, and that's fine. But when you see the words Wayne Gretzky and coward in the same sentence, that's triggering. Like, that's crazy to me. That's like saying Terry Fox is a traitor. Like, what? Sure, it's bizarre. It's very weird. So I'm just happy another legend came to his defense. So is it a big deal? It's a bigger deal than you think, man. Yeah,
it's wild to me that by going to some random person's house to get an estimate, that you get any sort of feedback online. When we were young, it was the epitome of rudeness to talk politics with anyone.
Yeah.
Why can't we go back to that? How does a conversation start? It's like, oh, I need an estimate on getting this tree removed. You know, and how does that go into a political discourse? It's just crazy to me.
I'll tell you how. Like, I have a big request of my company is I have some crews that have electric trimmers, and I have some crews that have gas trimmers. It's very expensive for me to go from gas to electric as my whole company. So I just do it truck per truck. That alone sparks. That just using gas, just spilling a little gas on the tailgate. I live in Ottawa, so I'm not saying anything. There's a lot of retired government federal employees here, and they've lived very good lives, and I'm very grateful for that. I have a very clean city, but there's a lot of men who walk around their property and they treat it very well. Their grass is perfect. They're just very regimented. 35 years working for the federal government. You've made pretty good money. You've had 2 vehicles. You have the cottage. You know how life works. And now you're 68. Well, that's not how my life's working. So I have to be very quiet and I just listen, right? So there's a lot of strong opinions here. I also live in Canada, which is a little further from the center of Ottawa. So I get a lot of country opinions, right? So I get center Ottawa and then I get rural Ottawa. So it's, I'm very good at staying out of it. I just want to do good work. I want to remove a hedge, trim a tree. And I get all different kinds. And the majority of it is, if it was the summer, they probably wouldn't like Wayne Gretzky for what he did, for going to someone's house to celebrate their win, I guess. I don't even know what Mar-a-Lago is. I hear it. I don't even know. What is that, a house?
No,
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't care. Yeah.
But that's why they're upset. Yeah. I don't even know what that is. But either way.
So, how's Canada basking in the glow of the 4 Nations? Is that, are people pretty excited about it? Okay.
Yeah. We all got a black belt in toughness and karate overnight. And we whooped you. We got you. You might as well just give us now we're calling you guys our 11th province. I heard that. Yeah, they love it. We're so tough up here now. We're like, yeah, we stuck it to them.
Oh.
Yeah, it was good. You got McDavided.
Yeah. Were you disappointed when we lost, Louis, or did you not really care? You're on mute, bud.
You're on mute, bud.
No, the game was awesome and amazing. I honestly, sure, it would have been cool if the U.S. won because I'm here, but it was great hockey to watch. That's really all I cared about.
Even the boring was exciting.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Did this tournament make you guys more, less, or same excited for the Olympics?
I like the Olympic tournament, but not in the Olympics, right? The Olympics is different. It just seems
different hockey game.
Well, they got the bigger sheet, right?
Sure.
So that's different hockey. That you can see the play develop a lot more. It's not so much
There
checkery.
won't be 3 fights in 9 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think it's more of a party for them to go to the Olympics. I mean, man, the Olympic Village alone. Oh my God, but I would kill to be a young man in that thing.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
get. I don't
Imagine
get
being
too
in the
worked up.
Olympics and your first event is the first day, but you get to stay in the village the whole time. Oh my God, it'd be life crazy.
I'm sure that they ditch right after.
No, not a chance. Not
Oh,
no.
like a
not-
Sidney Crosby, he's gonna stay and party in the Olympic Village?
Oh, we're
I
still
doubt
hockey players. Oh, I was pretending to be
Yeah.
like a 22-year-old I don't know.
Oh, what are the people that
skeet
shoot the
shooter
gun
from
in cross
Belarus.
country ski? What's that called again?
Skeet shooting?
Oh, yeah.
Biathlon?
What is that? Is it the biathlon?
Doesn't matter. Where you ski and shoot?
Yeah.
Ping. You hear the little tin? Ping. Yeah.
Yep.
Who cares?
That's
I'll
what it
do,
is. Cross country skiing and rifle shooting.
Do you guys have any cards that you're currently obsessed with, like sets or?
I'm pretty obsessed with my Wayne Gretzky Black Diamond. I keep bringing it everywhere I go.
Really?
That is a cool.
Yeah,
card.
because if I ruin it, it's okay. I'll just go get another one. They're so cheap. They're like $50.
What year is that?
It is 2019, Joshua.
And it's the diamond cutter.
Diamond cutter.
Do you know like how rare it is?
No, never looked it up. I've assumed it wasn't. Yeah, it was really, really I like the back too. Look at the back. Back's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
When you guys get cards like that, Phil, you're not interested in like learning about them, stuff like that, or?
yeah, I just haven't gotten to it yet. I always do.
Okay.
I just haven't gotten. Plus, it's Black Diamond. I don't really want to know much. I don't want to like Black Diamond. I'm upset that I bought that card. I want to be snobby, right? I want to maintain my consistent snobby ways.
So that's
Sure.
an insert. I'm looking it up. Hold on. Most diamond gallery. No.
You on the
Diamond
Beckett
cutter.
checklist site?
Oh, they're pretty. am.
You don't have 2019 on Hockey Checklist.
Well, yeah,
I'm working on it. Well, Josh,
Sorry, guys, it's taking so long. I'm on the Becca checklist.
On a
1 in 20 pack odds.
Yeah, that's who cares.
Is it thick?
It is. Yeah, it's thick. It's probably a 75 point.
Okay. Yeah, I can't tell because I'm on the Becca checklist site. What the point is? Other checklist sites tell you how thick the card is. So
I wish this card was rare because it's a really nice card.
anything you're obsessed with lately, Louis?
card wise,
Yeah.
not obsessed with. No, I don't get obsessed.
Oh, stop. You do too. You've mentioned one card to me every time I've talked to you and seen you for about 3 weeks.
Ha.
Really?
Yeah, it's from the Dallas Hobby Mall Rushmore.
Oh, that my Badano
Yeah, Madonna.
future watch. What?
Future Watch Auto. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll always want that card.
Okay. Well, somebody has it. Sell it to Louis. Phil left.
No, I'm right here.
Oh. Yeah. I've been obsessed with. I've gotten back in this week into 90s.
Late 90s or mid?
Mid.
Ooh, what are you looking at?
So I can't say because they're personal pickups, but one card I've never owned before. I'm very excited about that. Well, I'll just say it because then I'll show it next week because I don't like not saying stuff. What's it? Hold on.
Brutal, dude. Brutal.
I know. 97 Pacific Revolution. You know those cards? It looks like a big like cyclone in the back.
Yeah, it's awesome. They're like the original kabooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I've been looking at some early metal. That's kind of cool.
I have a question for you, Essential Credentials boy.
Oh,
There's a Sidney Crosby 2008, 2009
never heard of him.
Fleer Ultra Sidney Crosby Essential Credentials. I want to buy it because it looks really nice and it's out of 87, but I'm not familiar with these Essential Credentials. So is that that's not a rare one, right? 08, 09?
It's the first. So I think that is
Oh, that's cool.
good. What was
So
the set? Is it Fleer Ultra?
Fleer Ultra, yeah. So why is the 12 and 13 more sought after? Because it's the rear retro.
No, I mean they're both. Hold on, I'm just let me get in there.
It's the red
Uh,
one. I think it looks orange myself, but
yeah, they're just there's a bigger checklist. I think there was like 40 in 2012, 13. So these are numbered. Um, there's serial number to the jersey number. So the red one, yeah, would be out at 87, right? So
yeah.
like Roberto Luongo's is a 101 because his number was 1.
Okay. Oh, so there's less in 2012, you're saying?
Yeah, in 2012 they went to the future and now. So like card number 1, and I forget which one of them is a
Oh,
101.
yeah, I hate how they
And
do that. Yeah, I'm out.
yeah,
I don't
they
want
flipped the
it. I'm
the
out.
serial. Well, what does somebody want the Crosby for?
$6 bills.
Is that a good
600.
price?
I'm asking you. I don't know.
Well, did you look it up?
You're asking me if that's a good price, dude. I have no idea. So it's a 2008, 2009 Fleer Ultra Sidney Crosby Essential Credentials Red out of 87. They're asking $595 or best offer Canadian. And I was asking you if that's a good price.
No. Oh, Canadian?
Yeah.
Wait. Canadian. So a PSA 9 sold on February 2nd for $384 US. So what's that, about 400,000 Canadian?
Oh, Jesus. Seems like how much? 384 US?
Yeah.
So that's like what? 650 Canadian. 650. So it's about that.
Yeah. So is it in good condition?
I don't know. It looks okay.
Where do you find these cards?
This on eBay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on eBay. But maybe it's only a Canadian seller. It might not be which I would love. Finally throw that back in your face. You know how many .com cards I can't get and I want to mail them to Louis' house? It's too many. Yeah. It'd be nice.
I wonder which has the higher percentage of that. Like if more Canadians only sell to Canada or
No. You guys are way snobbier. You do not sell cross border. Oh my God, not even close. Not just on a population alone. I mean, for every one seller Canada has, there's 15 of you.
You better make that choice tonight, Phil, because by tomorrow morning that card might be gone now.
No, I'm not spending. I'm going to be very conservative till the expo. Getting a little nervous. Yeah. Am I moving? Am I not moving? What's going on? Okay.
Do you have expo goals? Do you have an expo goal?
Yeah, I want to do. Listen, I am free as a bird at these card shows with my camera. My goal at the expo is to do more content and have fun than buy cards. Yeah, I have so many cards. I need to be more grateful for the cards I have. So instead of buying crazy cards right now, I need to organize better at home and start enjoying what I have. Yeah, I bought a lot of cards this past year. I need to chill out a little.
Okay.
I'm not going to, obviously, but
are we good anymore? Yeah, nobody believes that.
Yeah.
Are we good? Any more freestyle topics, or should we move on?
TCG should start getting their own shows.
Yeah, there's someone who keeps commenting in Ottawa that
a bunch of people do, Phil. So are you?
Well, I don't know. I talked to the owner and coordinator of the show, and he didn't say anything about it. So maybe he just doesn't like me, and he didn't want to tell me. I don't know.
Maybe you got to ask him.
I'm pretty sure I did in the video. I was like, "Hey, are you separating the show?" He's like, "No."
Well, maybe that's a new development, though. Maybe they decided after watching the video they had a change of heart.
That's a very good point. That would be a very good point. Maybe they are. Yeah, that'd be nice if they were.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe that shows should be separated now, Louis?
Only because TCG is getting so massive.
Yeah.
Won't it die down after that set release, though? Like, isn't the hype because of the release? And then once the releases die down, No,
Tori was up at the show again a couple days ago.
Earl Brown one?
Yeah, and he said it was crazy TCG and all sorts of people pulling all their TCG stuff, Pokemon stuff around in the little wagons. You couldn't get through the aisles, and they should just, a lot of people I've heard are saying, just try to do, probably help everybody out if somehow you could separate it, like that wall and over there's all your TCG stuff and then sports cards are here.
Yeah.
And there's so many, and I think it's awesome. Good for you that there is so dang many people that like all that Pokemon and stuff. But it's hard to just flow through a show because they're so popular that you get so many people stacked up at one table. You can't move around.
Yeah.
So
The I'm also calling out I'm on this new thing, no apologies tour. If you're at
Oh,
a card
great.
show and your Pelican thingy is on the case for more than 30 seconds,
oh, I hate that.
30 seconds, I am making a comment and I'm doing it. I don't care anymore. Listen, it didn't make any of the edits in my Quebec City video, but I took no prisoners. No
Really?
prisoners. Absolutely not. And I'm very kind about it. I'm like, hey man, do you mind moving your case? I might want to buy a card from the dealer. That's how you say it. And then the dealer's like, yeah, get your case off. You just get on their side, right? Drives me crazy. I got money to spend. Get your dirty little Pelican Zion, whatever they're called. I'm being mean. Just put it on the floor. Just put it on the floor. And if you want to deal while he's looking through my cards, then take 2 steps back, hold the case with one arm, go through your cards with the other arm, let people look at the table, get what you need, then give it to the dealer, then back up or go to the side. There's many ways.
Sure.
Especially at a quiet show, get your case off of. I'm on the dealer side on that one. Dealers, when they see my eyes look and I'm frustrated, they always ask the guy to move his case. So I just do it for them now. So I'm calling it out. I'm starting a war.
Do we need to like make you like a move your case t-shirt?
No. I'll use noises my face makes and I'll be very polite about it. And if you want to be rude back, I'll match your energy.
All righty. Let's move on to new product releases.
You still want to do hobby freestyle, Josh? I got more to say.
You're actually very political. I think you're more political than you think you are.
I'm not political. It's just where listen, when I moved to the country, when I moved to outside of Carleton Place, the right people know what that means. My whole life I've been great, dude. It's been like the last year and a half. If I can't listen to sports radio without people yelling at Wayne Gretzky, something's wrong, man. Like I'm just bringing to you what's brought to me.
But again, though, I think most like people know that Wayne's a good guy.
I hope
okay. So. Mint Inc. Maybe the coolest LCS in all Canada. Probably is. Mm-hmm. If you're in the GTA, you have to stop by either their Vaughan or Davenport locations. You can get everything there. From boxes, tons of singles, submit cards for eBay consignment, submit cards for graded. Apparently go give your opinion on Wayne Gretzky. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can basically do it all there. And if you're not in the GTA, well, then you should check out minting.ca. That's a website, Phil, where you can shop their full suite of services as well. Now, Phil, you told me this kind of a sad hobby story the other day. Remember this, Phil? Remember the sad hobby story you told me?
No.
That you spent more than a year in a very tiny community in remote British Columbia called Birches, where you were studying the migratory pattern of the Canadian beaver on a grant.
I have been known. I gotta stop on that.
So it was on a grant from the Canadian Wildlife Foundation and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Didn't make it in his mouth. Got him.
After something like 13, 14 months, you had to return to Ottawa because you were not able to get the hockey boxes you wanted while you were in Birches. And had you known, though, that Mint Inc. can ship any new release anywhere in Canada, so you could have had your 24 O-Pee-Chee or the upcoming series 2 delivered to you right in Birches, and then maybe you would have extended your research and you could have better understood Canadian beaver.
I know the Canadian beaver very well. I have references. Thank you very much. Anyways, go on.
You've been through a lot in 40 years, Phil. We're learning so much about you and talking about Mint Inc. They ship anywhere in Canada. All right. There wasn't like a big new product release story, but a lot of little ones. So we're going to do something called Roundup. Oh, Cowboy Phil. Somebody like flamed us on YouTube today about that they're reporting us to YouTube, that they hate AI. And I just responded very nicely to this person. I'm like, well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm so addicted. I'll never stop. And thank you for your time watching our show.
Listen, stop reading the comments. Ivan, you're still responding, eh? It's been a month. I only look at my videos comments now and I'm having a great time. is so much better. I think you should never respond to anybody.
I like Cowboy Phil.
All
Or,
right. That's not
the
Cowboy.
card.
That's Mennonite Phil. That's brother Jacob Phil. Yeah.
All right, a couple quick things on 24-25 O-Pee-Chee. So now that the newest O-Pee-Chee product has settled in for a few days, we've all opened the product. All three of us have opened up at least a box, fill a case. I have a couple more thoughts to get out there. So first of all, Glow Peachy, I wouldn't say I love the design, but I don't hate it either. I think it's like fine, right? And ultimately, I'm glad it's way different than the OG 2016 that we love, because it just keeps that whole vibe separate. What we can tell though, right out of the gate, is that these Glow Peachies are not super rare like the originals are. So there's already 34 sales and another 100 even up for sale on eBay. Remember, there's only been 60 total sales of the 2016 Glow Peachy Easter egg in 9
That's
years.
it? That's it?
Yes, in 9 years, 60 sales on 30 cards.
Josh, we got a steal.
Yeah.
That's great. Listen, my card's for sale, 10,000.
Stop.
Glow Peachy, Wayne Gretzky, 10,000 can be yours.
My next kind of observation or thought is, when seen in hand, I really like the new orange parallel to 25. I know you like it, Louis, because it's your favorite color.
Yep.
We'll see if that's a one and done or comes back. But on face value, I was like, oh, orange, big deal. But it's not like there's no like crazy print. It just looks really nice, I guess, with the design of the card. So
It's a nice orange. They picked a nice shade of orange.
When you look at early sales and other products as well, I'm kind of starting to get a feel for like the pecking order in this rookie class. And for a while now, we've been sort of using Celebrini and Michkov in the same breath, I think. But Celebrini is clearly a bigger chase than Matt by Michkov. Like, if you go into Card Ladder or whatever program you use and look at any recent sales, it's not really even close.
Really?
And actually, I think that if you had to, like, if I had to rank today, and it could change, the 24-25 rookie class, I'm putting, as far as like who's the biggest chase, I'm putting Celebrini 1, Lane Hudson 2, and then Michkov 3.
Wow, that's a little different.
Now,
Yeah.
somebody did buy, verified in Terapeak. They spent $400 on the orange out of 25. 1 out of 25, Michkov.
Get out of
Oh,
here.
really?
On O-Pee-Chee?
$400.
What? That's
You see Tori hit that at his LCS?
Tori
You
did.
on that Discord?
He sold it yesterday too.
What
Oh,
for?
really?
What though? What? It's always it's always the 4th and 5th sale that matters to me.
I'll let
First
Tori
one-
tell you.
Tori, no, he looks pretty private. He's not.
Okay.
Come on, Tori, tell us.
The one advantage for that Michkov is the cool color match you get with the orange.
Oh,
print.
it's such a sick looking card.
And then I'm being at my last point on O-Pee-Chee is a little repetitive, but the Premier designs, honestly, it's one of the best card designs in a long time.
Did I tell you I got the Crosby, Bedard, and Ovechkin all for $120? O-Pee-Chee Premier Diamond Designs. Yeah.
You got the out of 75s?
Yeah. From my buddy Frankie Fives. Got no. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
For the
Anything
guy
else you guys want to throw in about O-Pee-Chee?
for the guy that's got to slow down and stop buying cards.
Yeah. Yo, look, $120. That's not. Listen, if $120 is gonna make or break me, well, shame on me. That's ultimate irresponsibility. I meant like more than that.
Anything else on O-Pee-Chee before we move on to Allure?
I love it.
I love it so much. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, Louis was.
That was
we
so
opened our
fun.
box and he wanted to go back to the LCS and grab another one. So that was
Yeah,
a good-
giddy like a schoolgirl, eh? Ooh.
Mhm.
Well, because for that price, it's something you like. That price, if you don't hit a banger or something, you're not like, oh God, now I'm out
Just
$500.
wasted.
Yeah, you know what I love? I love doing this, and then you see the shiny one, and you're like, "Oh, it's coming!" You
Yeah.
know, a good one's coming. You know, yeah,
Mhm.
it's fun.
Okay, so Allure, looking at some early sales. Now, 2024 Allure was the product before O-Pee-Chee. It was released on February 12th. And as we like to do with new products, about a week and a half after, do a quick check-in and see what the cards are selling for. And see which ones are maybe the biggest chases by collectors, if the set is clicking with people overall. So here's the top 5 early Allure sales to date. Now, each sale made by eBay, which is all of them, have been verified as paid for in Terapeak. You ready, Phil?
Let's go.
All right, number 5, Shimmy Shakes. Lane Hudson, Red Rainbow rookie auto sold for $400 on February 12th. That's not an unnumbered auto, so that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, the Connor Bedard Blue Line auto raw out of 35 sold for $500
Nice card.
on eBay February 15th. So that's pretty strong for second year Bedard, not rookie, out of 35 sticker auto, $500.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sticker.
Number 3 is that kind of tough, like 1 in 1,200 or something like that pack odds. The Expressive Intentions insert, a Bedard sold for $600 or $599 on February
Expressive
15th.
intentions. So is he hitting on me? What's going on over here? What?
I get that this card is rare, but it just doesn't click with me.
It's like a dreamy, like he's so dreamy,
Yeah.
right? Like it looks like a Saved by the Bell card for Kelly Kapowski. Expressive.
And I'm an insert guy, right? So this should be in my wheelhouse. It's just for whatever reason for me, it's not. I have nothing negative to say about it. It just doesn't. That's a lot of money, and other stuff I would want.
True.
Number 2, Lane Hudson, back to those Shimmy Shakes. Purple Diamond rookie auto out of 10 sold for $1,000 via eBay on February 14th.
Who's
Yeah.
buying this?
Remember I was saying like ranking these rookie chases?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, awesome. That's great. It's just it's so surprising to me. Like if I was at a card show, I saw this card priced at $1,300, I would laugh and I would just wouldn't say anything. And then let's say the guy beside me is like, "Hey, would you take $1,000 for the purple Allure auto?" I'd be like, "What the hell?" Like I would watch that entire transaction finish and I would be like, "So you're an Allure guy?" Like I would chat him up. I would want to see where he's coming from. So yeah, this is very surprising to me.
And then the number 1 sale is a Macklin Celebrini extended rookies Red Rainbow auto raw sold for $1,100 on eBay on February 15th. So probably pretty tough odds here, but I don't know. I mean, you look at these sales for a weekend and
Big
you compare
numbers.
them to other times we do this, it feels pretty like Allure is, still on the come up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
O-Pee-Chee platinum numbers here, eh? Almost.
Yeah, not quite, but I think it's like Allure is. I feel like Allure. How do I want to put this? Is like solidified itself as like a, one of the better hobby products. Does that make sense?
Higher than mid tier.
Yeah.
Or the definition of mid tier.
Mm.
Yep, they're usually good looking cards, and they didn't fail that again. Another year, another sweet Allure set.
Box prices are pretty decent, eh? Like,
Yeah, like 110, 15, something like that here.
yeah, that's reasonable. Get rid of the sticker autos, better inserts. Let's go. They should put they should get an insert like the NHL Shield in O-Pee-Chee Platinum. Very sick card, very underrated.
Yeah.
They should find a card like that and stick it in Allure and get rid of the stickers.
All right, last thing is a quick update on the Upper Deck release calendar. Got this from Upper Deck the other day. Next up on March 5th, we have 2 releases, 24-25 Upper Deck Series 2. We're going to do our checklist review on next Monday's show, so a few days before release. In the meantime, though, the checklist is up on hockeychecklist.com for you to check out, so please do that. And then 24-25 Star Rookies box set comes out as well. Last bit of news, unfortunate for me, is 23-24 Skybox EX2000 was delayed until March 12th. So I think it's fine, actually.
How much are the boxes, Josh? Should we do another case thingy? You'd be sad, eh, if I got to keep all those cards.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot more. I think they're $280
I'm out.
US here.
No, I'm out. I'm not. Listen, man, why are you pressuring me? I told you I'm not buying a lot of cards. I don't want to buy a case.
If you were a real hobby podcaster, you'd buy a case. But
you're such a jerk. Don't say that.
Apparently,
get out of here.
Your personality is AI, just like your photos, Phil.
Yeah, you're whatever. You don't want Hasselhoff to eat food? Fine.
No.
He'll eat next week.
Okay. You spend a lot on groceries. If 1 week's worth of Hasselhoff's food is like $4,000.
Anyway, you know why I do.
Yeah,
All right.
a lot of cake.
lot of cake.
Okay, going to make a quick mention for Gongshow partner sponsor Fanatics Collect. We're very thankful for their continued support of our show. Something really cool that Fanatics has done to celebrate, I guess, Team Canada's big win over the USA and McDavid's heroics in overtime is they've curated a collection of McDavid cards from their entire platform. You can access on their homepage at fanaticscollect.com. About 120 cards to choose from, ranging from like very spendy grails, like big time cards, to ones that are, new, kind of cheap, but cool cards too. So something to fit every budget.
What does that mean, curated?
You select.
Oh, I thought it meant something different.
No.
Oh, okay.
Also, don't forget the current Fanatics Collect weekly auction is live and runs through this upcoming Sunday night. Head to fanaticscollect.com to mark your favorites, get your early bids in. We will highlight a favorite vintage and modern card from this week's auction on Thursday's show. And then next Sunday, Jeremy Lee and I will be back covering all the key hockey cards closing on Jeremy's YouTube channel, Sports Cards Live, starting at 8:30 Central this upcoming Sunday. Mailbag time. Lots of good questions this week. YouTube enthusiast design. I'm curious about the benefit of grading a 101.
Wouldn't know.
I think there's purpose to it for authentication's sake. Like if it's a really big card, that some people might feel more comfortable knowing that it's authenticated and slabbed. And what sometimes I don't understand though is, I guess the double-edged sword of grading them is that there'll be a 101 that gets like a PSA 7 or 6 grade, and that can actually hurt the value of it if you're looking to sell it. But I think authentication is more probably the reason people would grade those.
Now, what do you think of if you were to get the card graded? Because now it's getting authenticated.
Yep.
And then gets whatever grade versus just getting the card authenticated. What is somebody going to think? But it still hurt the card a little bit, even just having authentication, where they were like, well, they didn't want to get a grade number on it because there's something wrong with it. What's your opinion on that?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this. Your opinions aside, do you think more people are comfortable buying cards that are graded just because they feel that somehow that provides them some sort of third-party comfort? Or
Yes.
do you think more people are comfortable buying raw?
I think it's become so threaded in our hobby that it's just part of the it just kind of needs to be in a graded slab these days. I mean, like completely my opinion apart. I think the grading companies have done a really good job making themselves relevant as a must do,
What do you
I don't know. I think it helps, but I'm not participating in that. You know what I mean? I don't buy anything graded, so I must be the odd duck out on that one.
No,
maybe it all depends on what it is, maybe too.
Yeah, card specific or I mean, the question is benefit of grading a 101. So I think it's 100% up to the owner of the card, but as a collector, my announcement, my PSA to a seller would be, you don't have to slab it, you don't have to authenticate it, you don't have to grade it, but they will, because it adds a premium, right? If it gets an 8 or above, or it's authenticated, it's encapsulated, it's safer. It's frustrating for me as a collector, but I 100% get it as a seller. So, I personally stayed away from some 101s that have been graded because they added a premium to the card. If I really, really wanted the card, I would have sprung for it, and I didn't, so I didn't buy it. But, like you said, Louis, it's just not the way I'm going to participate in it, but I totally understand guys that do.
All right, Discord MPC83, looking for eBay advice. I have 1 or 2 cards that have long delivery timelines, but I heard eBay's policy is to address claims within 1 month from date of purchase, but not after. Is that true? If so, how do I proceed when an untracked item says it has a long delivery time frame? For example, I ordered a card on January 20th. It's approaching February 20th, but the card is scheduled for delivery for 2 weeks from now. Wow. 6 weeks? to deliver a card, I feel most comfortable answering this by saying that NPC, you should reach out to eBay customer service so you get their exact. I think I know the answer, but things change in policy, and I'm not always up to date. And ask them, share with them your concern, and see what they. Because I think he's like saying, well, if you have 1 month to make a claim, and I don't get the card for 6 weeks, and there's something wrong with the card, can I make a claim then? Which is a very
Yeah.
valid question.
Hmm.
I'd be pretty cheesed though if it was 6 week. Where's it coming from?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I even get cheesed when they got to go through that authentication.
Oh,
Skip
but
that. Send it right to me. Don't touch it again.
I want the option. Do I want it authenticated or not? If you click I don't want it authenticated, then that's great for eBay. Then it's completely off. Then if you call, you can say, well, sorry, sir, you clicked no. Done. Hang up. You know?
But why the
You know what's
delivery?
got to be or I like your idea. I think I have a way to improve it even a tiny bit more. It has to. I mean, that's an expense for eBay, right? You're paying people to authenticate cards.
Mhm.
So let's say that expense is 3% or something like that. What if they gave you a 1% discount or 1.5% discount to opt out of authentication?
Sure.
That'd be
Then
fantastic.
they make money for doing nothing. You get a little bit of a discount and you get your card faster.
Don't
And
even
the
care if I get the discount. Just don't do it. Just-
And the opportunity of my card being stolen because it's in front of my door all day when nobody is home is non-existent.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yep.
That's such a sticking point for me. Like that isn't that the transparent part? Like we care about your card so much. We're gonna get it authenticated. That's how much we care about you. We really,
Don't you have
really
a
do.
mailbox?
No, they don't. I have a mailbox. They don't even put it in it. It's on the front on my mat.
Yeah,
But why is
Josh,
that eBay's problem though? That's the delivery people's problem.
What Josh, you're telling, okay, you have options, right? Signature, no signature. You could pick a different delivery person. You could pick Purelator, not FedEx. You could pick UPS. There's many, many ways you could. It's just, I find it funny and silly how it's like an Allstate commercial, right? Oh, we care about you, Deborah. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're going to rebuild your house in 2 days, right? Like, no, they're not doing that. It's just marketing. It's advertising. And I love eBay. I buy my cards from eBay all the time. It's just, it's very obvious that it's not about the safety of our cards.
Well, we'd have to log into like our shipment, Josh, on a FedEx website or something because they don't put mine in the mailbox. They all come right to my front door.
I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
And another question from MPC83. He says, anyone order cards from Canada around the time of the strike that are still not, and you still have not received your cards? I got one ordered December 10th or so. Was estimated to arrive last week, still not here. Seller says he shipped, but it's the strike's backlog. Do I ask for a refund, hold out, or longer? Phil, you're somewhat of a Canadian, so we'll let you answer.
I man, honestly, I would just wait and accept the fact that it may never come. It's a massive disaster. 2 weeks ago, I got a great DM. Oh my God, thanks, Phil. The package got here. And it wasn't one of the ones I mailed late. It was one of I think it was the second batch I mailed. And I got the message 2 weeks ago. I have no idea what's going on. I also had 4 packages returned to me because I didn't put enough stamps on them. Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying that. That's totally my fault. So the disaster's on me. I would just wait. And I would also accept that you might just never get it. I think there's 3 people that have never gotten a Rit Party package. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I met one of them at Quebec City. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing we can do. And we just have to move on from it.
Very poor timing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Lucas Kaz Schiller. I've been noticing many sets on the back are printed in the USA lately. 24-25 Allure and Skybox Metal Universe. I thought now all except for the cup is in Italy. Did UD switch back? I have no idea, Lucas. I know that all manufacturers, including Upper Deck, use numerous specialty printers. And if there is a trend to go back to the US, I'd be happy about that. Nothing against Italy, but I'd prefer cards made closer to us.
Yeah, all the new O-Pee-Chees that we just busted open are printed in Italy.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Maybe it's the paper cards, like the flagship and that are in Italy, and more the foily stuff is, or chromium is done here. I don't know. Facebook, Andrew asks you, if the Wild win their first Stanley Cup,
Oh, so cute.
would their cards see a sustained increase? I feel like St. Louis is a lot like Minnesota. Is there anyone on the Blues whose card is worth a lot because of their win 5 years ago? Well, I mean, Kaprizov
Like
would help, but
Bennington. I don't know.
Bennington.
Well, it might give, Kaprizov that bump, but just because he's the popular one. Maybe Fleury, because it'll add another cup to him, but
We're talking like Crazy Town, though. This is the theater of the absurd.
mhm.
Oh. Facebook, Mike Bravo. My question, what is the best subscription collection tracking valuation platform for hockey cards? Is it Card Ladder, Collects, others? I've never used Collects. I know that a couple people on our Discord are big fans, so I can't speak to that. I'm a big Card Ladder. I reference them all the time. I love it. But I'm also probably not the typical collector. I do tons of research, and I think that their tools are fantastic for that. I've used Market Movers and think that that's a fine platform too. So I don't. I have a strong preference for Card Ladder, but I could just be comfortable with it. You know, that's the thing in software, right? Whatever is most comfortable to you sometimes. So I don't know. Do you guys have a big opinion on any of these platforms?
I've never used any of them. I don't know. You
I know,
won't give me a
I-
Card Ladder subscription, so
You haven't earned it.
what? How have I not earned it?
Well, we'll.
I don't- I don't wanna- I don't
performance
wanna
review-
know
We'll
that-
discuss this in your next on your.
I don't want
performance improvement
I
plan.
don't want another thing to log into. I don't care.
Your review's coming up. Just wait.
Yeah.
Speaking of tissues, you better bring some to that. Okay. Facebook, Robert Kenny. Do you guys consider the tribute Young Guns as part of the Young Guns rainbow? Curious on your opinions, or curious for your opinions on this. I do not. So I'll just get that out there.
Which one's the tribute again?
They can't use the word tribute because of Topps trademark, but the retros, it's like the Bedard. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm just being funny because I can't keep it all straight anyways.
Yeah, there's extended stuff, and
I think
I don't.
the
consider
word
it
rainbow is interchangeable to most people's PC. So
Yeah.
I don't even know I don't even know what the rainbow is anymore.
Okay. Facebook, Lucas Cashiller. In your last Sunday show, you guys couldn't think of the worst player with biggest hobby market. And I thought of it. Paul Bisnasty. Not a major hobby market, but enough that it's absurd given how quote unquote good he is. Way better than me, probably, but any of us listening, of course. But what do you all think? I think that's a good one.
Wrong.
You know, he's not a great player. The one player I thought of afterwards was Trevor Zegras, right? Who I don't know how much of a hobby market he has left, but he had a decent market. Any other comments on this, boys?
I read it wrong. I thought he was saying Biz was so bad, but he has a good hobby market, and I agreed. But I wouldn't say.
No,
he
that's
wasn't
what
bad.
he's saying.
He does have a good hobby market. I didn't go and look.
I'm sorry. I've bought a couple of cards from him just because of Spit and Chicklets. I would never
Oh.
buy a card. Yeah, like any card bought when he retired and after is because of his podcast, not because he's good.
Well, if he's getting a good hobby market, kudos to a guy that has
I don't
22
think he's saying-
points in 6 seasons.
I don't think he's I think he's just saying like it's kind of funny that maybe he's probably sold more cards than he would have normally. I wouldn't say he's like a good hobby market.
He's more famous for his broadcast
Yeah,
career than he is for his hockey career.
Yeah.
Right.
Discord, East Coast 76. What is the most unique or unusual hockey card from the 80s to today? Whether due to its design, photography, printing error, or the story behind it. All right, Phil, you got one? Or Louis, you got one?
Yeah, I got everyone knows it, but the 1992 Pinnacle with Sylvain Turgeon Pinnacle has Patrick Kane in the back in the stands. And I guess the other version would be the Menendez brothers in that basketball card.
Yeah, I followed up on that one. You said it's on a Mark Jackson 1990 hoops card.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
The one that comes to mind for me is a 1,000-point scorer, Steve Larmer. that it's not his photo on his rookie card.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's funny. Poor guy.
Yeah, it's another Steve. I forget the guy's last name that played for the Blackhawks, but how many 1,000-point NHL scorers their rookie card isn't them?
That sucks.
Discord, Mad Dog Nav 78. What would be the impact of Upper Deck releasing total print runs for all sets after a standard time period, like 3 to 5 years? Would this make base cards matter? You guys want to handle this one?
I said no. There's base cards will never matter unless you want them to, for like a craft project or trick or treaters,
or set builders.
Sure.
But and I don't think there would be, or I think there would be a huge issue disclosing a print run for some specific cards. I think it would turn this hobby upside down, knowing how many of what's out there.
That's where my mind went, Louis, is that I think it would do more harm than good if people actually knew how many cards were printed. Because, naturally, tons of cards because that then becomes the number, right? Where what's baked into pop reports and stuff like that are cards that get thrown away or lost or damaged along the way. Instagram, Zedded. Any cards that you regret letting go? Mine was an Ovechkin Flair Retro Auto. Louis, any cards you regret?
Nope.
No.
Bill?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
No. I've said mine before, but Derek Bugard, Future Watch Auto.
The Boogeyman.
Yeah. He's got a cult following here. I mean, he was very loved here in Minnesota.
Vibrant personality. Very, you wanted to be around him, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah, very sweet guy. When we were Troy and I were season ticket holders, you get invited to events, and we went to an event there and brought my son Sam, who's little at the time, and I got a photo of Bugard would take the picture and put his fist on the chin, on the cheek of. So that's kind of cool. Instagram, nbay31. Will junk wax cards ever be popular again? Phil.
I say yes. The light will switch one day, and it'll be too late for all you schmucks because they'll all be at my house. Yeah.
Louis.
Hope not, because I just got rid of a whole bunch of them.
And Louis just got rid of his retirement. I don't think so. I love them, but I don't know if they'll be super. I mean, I think select cards will. Like, of course, the Joe Sakic Topps rookie or the Pro Set Stanley Cup hologram, that sort of stuff.
Sure.
Fan mail. Cards age. With card companies increasing their direct-to-consumer offerings, do you see card shops having less, more, or the same prominence in the hobby in the future? That's a loaded question. You guys got an opinion on that?
No. Well, probably less, but...
I do.
Okay.
It's a loaded question, but it depends how the card companies shift with the times and how they deal with their frontline diamond dealer shops. So... If they want to see their diamond dealer brick and mortar shops succeed and do good business, then yes. But if I think they just dump a bunch of programs that are good for their P&L and they're not really paying attention to what the hobby shops are giving them in feedback, then no, I think everything's toast.
I think the card shop of the future has to be an event space as well. Like that's a big, and definitely you see Fanatics pushing that more than Upper Deck at this point. Did you see Louis at Triple Diamond in Egan that Kevin Hart was there last night?
I did.
I love Kevin Hart.
I mean, how much sway does Michael Rubin have if he gets Kevin Hart to go to a little card shop? I mean, it's a nice shop. I mean, absolutely no shade on Triple Diamond in Egan, Minnesota in February. I mean, where is that on Kevin Hart's bucket list to go to Egan, Minnesota in February where it's cold?
Where his PR manager tells him to go, right?
Michael Rubin has like incredible power over huge celebrities. That's crazy.
Maybe he's like the J. Edgar Hoover of the hockey hobby. He's got dirt on everybody. He's like, listen, Wilson, you're going to see. Jeff Wilson's his whipping boy.
But how big of a boon is that for a hobby shop, though? I mean, for Triple Diamond to have Kevin Hart show up and be able to use that on their social media and marketing and all that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wish, Upper Deck should be having whoever, right? It's like take a page out of their book. And they're all about the card shops and the diamond dealers. Let's start pumping up some events in these shops. What I say. Anything else before we move on that topic?
I really hope. I think we could do a whole show on that question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I feel like we all have good, strong opinions on it. And I do. And I just want the best. I want the best for our hobby. And we don't have the resources to do that for diamond dealers, but Upper Deck does. They're at your fingertips. I would be so excited to wake up tomorrow and be like, what can we do different and succeed? Because anyway, yeah, I feel strongly about this.
Like he's a spokesperson this summer in Edmonton or wherever. Why isn't Connor McDavid stopping by a card shop?
Yeah. Shaking hands with Jason Mashra or hire somebody, hire 4 or 5 beautiful looking people, men and women, and get them to just tour around and yeah, this is Connor McDavid. Look at him. It's like, yeah,
And if Tom Brady and Kevin Hart are not too big to do it, then there's no hockey player that's too big to do it.
Right.
Sorry.
Not one. You think Matthew Tkachuk, people would go see him just to hate him, right? Get the Tkachuk brothers. Like you could make it so funny. Like Step Brothers. There's a meme going around with them. Like there's so much fun. There's a lot of vibrant personalities in the NHL. They don't necessarily have to be the best players. Look at Marchand on Team Canada. He wasn't one of our best players out there, but he was great to loosen the boys up. Brad Marchand was one of the best picks to have on Canada because he brought a lot of attention on himself and kept it on other people, kept it off other people,
Instagram, EdLister82. My daughter wants to know who your favorite Avengers are.
Ooh,
tough question. Louis.
I'm a big Rocket guy.
That's a good one. I like that one. Phil?
Hulk, but the Eric Bana version.
Okay,
not the
specific.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an Eric Bana kind of guy.
Is it too vanilla to say Iron Man?
Yeah, it's a safe answer.
Okay.
I'd like to see in that suit though. I'd be pretty curious.
You'd have to pay for that.
Yeah, custom, eh?
Instagram, BLN cards. Will the next SP game use be boosted by 4 nations face-off memorabilia inside? Well, it'll be all manufactured, but sorry.
Shots fired!
Billy's gonna get mad.
I
Why do
really
you say that, Josh? They're not. It's not game used. You're like, okay, Billy.
I really hope so. But knowing how far in advance these products are, I don't think the next SP game use would be possible.
Right.
That'd be very cool to see whenever they can in the future to get some material from this tournament in there. That's what that product should be about. Right?
Agreed.
Nailed it.
Okay. Instagram, Yags Sports Card 77. Does the player autograph matter when you're collecting a player's cards? I find autographs are getting worse from players every year. Bill?
Yeah. I will not buy a card. Absolutely, if I don't like the autograph. That's why I've stopped buying Jake Sanderson cards.
Oh, really?
I can't do it. I bought the main cards I want from Jake Sanderson. I'm done. Can't do it. It upsets me greatly. Yeah. I love Brady's autograph and it just barely makes the cut because it's very consistent and it has some cursiveness to it. But and you're right. It's not their fault. It's not the young man's fault. They don't have cursive in schools. But it's driving me mad. And I will not, it 100% affects the way I collect my autograph cards now.
Mm-hmm.
Louis.
Yeah, matters for me. But I got kind of lucky with what I was going after as they're very consistent. Brodeur's pretty clean. Madonna's clean and the same. Easher's is a mess, kind of, but it's still the same.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought of this now as an example. If I was collecting, let's say, Marco Rossi, I couldn't do it because it's like this big on the card and it's just a couple little scribbles and I wouldn't be able to do that. So
like Ovi's auto isn't great a lot of times.
No.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Rossi, little teeny tiny. I guess I'm lucky in this respect that I'm mainly an insert collector, and I collect cards that don't have autos mainly. Not that I don't like autos, but so I don't usually have to worry about that. Facebook, Jamie Matthews. Watch every podcast and love it. Well, thank you, Jamie. That's very nice. There's always going to be talk about true rookie. I think there should be a conversation about the 2004-05 rookie redemption set from SP Authentic out of $3.99 with a great cast of rookies because it included the lockout 2 draft years classes. These cards were out as a redemption in packs in 04-05, but still not much hobby love. They're great looking cards. I agree with you, Jamie. And it would be a fantastic to deep dive on those. They've been in the Fanatics Weekly a few times as of late, and I very much enjoy them for both the Sid and OV rookies. And I'll probably add that to one of the next sets deep dive polls that we do. You a fan of that rookie, Phil or Louis? The 04 redemptions?
Yeah, I like it. It's okay, but it's not.
It's like an XRP, right? It's not like I think technically.
Yeah, my eyes always stop when I see it, but then they move on quickly.
Okay. Instagram, Cornmeal Rawson. Can you explain the reason for manufacturer buybacks? When did they begin?
Oof.
I'm not sure when they began. It was like the late 90s or early 2000s, maybe. But the reason for them, it's where, so Upper Deck just goes and they, like, I've talked to Billy about this. So he's done them in the past and they just go buy a bunch, like he would go to the expo and buy a bunch of cards that were in good enough shape. And then they take those already hacked out and pulled and cards that are in the hobby and buy them back and then send them to a player to typically have them autographed and renumbered. A lot of the numbers are handwritten. And I actually, buybacks have grown on me over the last couple of years. I think it's a cool way to take a card that doesn't have a lot of value that the certain people, not at least in the hobby, have a sort of sentimental attachment to and make something cool out of it. You know, repurpose base card sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to do it anymore because apparently it's a big pain for Upper Deck to do.
It is. Yeah, I mean, it's a project, right? Someone's got to start it, oversee it, make sure everything's going well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's worth it, though, myself.
I love them. So I don't know. What do you do? Are you a fan, Louis, of buybacks?
Yeah, I like them. I don't like the price, but I like them.
I want consistency in the stickers, right? That's why I almost bought that Crosby buyback from Matt Chang, but I just couldn't do it, and I really wanted to. Yeah.
Last question. Instagram, Card Boss Collector. Phil, since you like them, can we get an overview on what Champs cards are and where they are from? Oh, this should be good.
No,
Phil,
I'm not. Listen, I saw this. I'm looking at it separately. I don't understand the question. So does he mean the colors or where they what
he means where does the color champs, where does the color champs come from? Where do babies come from, Phil?
So I didn't do any research of like I didn't do any research. I think I know what he's talking about with the like 1960s cards for the champs. No. Oh, I thought that's what he was.
They're a cigarette company.
Okay.
And 1920s is where they originated. But maybe we'll have to add them to a deep dive to go further than that.
Yeah. I know listen, I know one thing. I know they got rid of my favorite color green this year from 23-24. And that upset me greatly because green was my favorite Champs card. And I know the blacks was a 101.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's red. I believe there's also red Champs.
You are a fountain of hobby knowledge.
So the greens were actually, okay. I don't know. There's no more green anymore, and there's reds and there's yellow, and that's all I remember. And I know the blacks were the 101s.
I just thought of a new show. Phil Explains the Hobby.
I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. Listen, I buy the cards I like. Leave me alone after that.
Personal pickups. Phil.
Nothing.
What?
Well,
I told you I'm taking it easy.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, Baba Louie.
I grabbed a few. First one here is a 95-96 Topps Marquee Men Power Boosters, Martin Brodeur.
You bought it. I was looking at that, Louis.
Oh yeah, he accepted my offer. So.
Oh, nice.
Marquee men.
And then the next card I got, you guys were talking about it a while ago, so I figured, better get in there. The 90-91 7th inning sketch Brodeur junior card. And because one
How big
showed
those
up,
pads were. Holy cow.
Yeah, big pads. Road Warrior.
oh sure. And because I don't know if it was FOMO, but I just had to do it. I picked up a 24-25 O-Pee-Chee orange out of 25 t-shirt.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't show my card yet.
Okay.
Wait.
Well,
Sometimes I
Why?
can't.
What's the matter,
I've
Matt?
been imagining for 3 days what you're going to react to this card.
Oh, you bought a leaf
Sometimes
card.
cards are so ugly that they're kind of awesome. That's
Oh,
what
I'm down. Yeah. I've had girlfriends
now
like that.
Okay. Thank you for that. All right,
You're
now you
welcome.
can show it, Louis. So I got this 2011-12 Black Diamond Patrick Waugh
That's awesome.
Ruby out of 100. I love this card a lot. It's got the old All-Star. It kind of looks like 5-year-old Patrick dressed himself that day.
Yeah, he looks like a little kid. Yeah, the helmet's too big.
The helmet's, yeah, well, look at like Brodeur's like chest pad compared to Patrick Waugh's there. It's like crazy, but nothing matches. It's even on like, you got an orange jersey on the ruby background. But I love old All-Star jersey cards. And so this one's right in my wheelhouse.
What did
Cool.
that set
Look
you
like
back? A few bucks?
45 US maybe?
$45. Oh, it's out of 100, you said.
Yeah, it's out of 100.
Oh, okay.
I think there might have been an emerald out of 10 too. I'm not sure. So, all right, boys. Well, that's our show. If you like the episode, please leave a rating, review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, you want to chat with us on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider $5 a month US donation. Join at a $2.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description. In the YouTube and podcast apps. Kobe is barking at me. What do you need? It's in our Instagram, TikTok profile, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com. You can go to Patreon's website directly, patreon.com. Search for Hockey Cards Gongshow. And this show is on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. The Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast is a production of Dollar Box Ventures, LLC. Have a great start to your week. We can't wait to be back with you on Thursday. And Louis, take us out, buddy.
will do. Bye.
It's the Gong Show, we're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire, no holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show, let's go. Wanna say them in show.